subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Naruto greeted Karen. "Your hair is so beautiful. If only I had red hair too, I would definitely be even more handsome than I am now." It's a bit cute to see Xiang Ling smiling like a silly fox. She looks even thinner than herself, has abundant chakra, and feels very comfortable, like a forest where the sun shines in after the rain. The breeze blows, refreshing and moisturizing. In fact, Naruto didn't notice it. When she heard the other party praising her red hair, she instinctively touched the ends of her hair with her hands. The action was just enough for Naruto to notice the dense tooth marks on her arms. "Hey!" He grabbed Xiang Ling's wrist in horror and asked angrily, "What the hell is going on?" "Irika." "Naruto, let her go first." Naruto noticed the frightened look on Konoha's clothes, apologized and asked, "Why? Why do you have so many injuries? If our last name is Uzumaki, why are you a grass ninja and I'm a ninja of Konoha?" Fusong is relatively passive here. She always feels out of state. In fact, she was anxious to return to the country of rain to find her son. But this was the base of Konoha, the country of fire, and the headquarters of those who killed her and her husband. She did not dare to say more to minimize her sense of existence. And Uzumaki Mito has long wanted to ask. The situation of this girl makes her feel more distressed than Kushina did back then. "Can you tell us what happened to you and your mother in the country of grass?" "Of course, if you don't want to tell us, we won't. It will embarrass you." Xiang Lu opened her mouth, but before she could speak, she heard the metallic voice of the person behind the video rang loudly in their ears. Because they couldn't feel the human breath and had no chakra reaction, they were all careless. "That thing is still with them. That thing may be everywhere." Senju Tobarama analyzed. The scope of this ubiquity is not only the horizontal axis of space, but also the vertical axis of time. Otherwise, it cannot be explained that the other party has the past, and the matter of images of the future. Xiang Liao's eyes flashed with fear. She didn't want her, Zhao Yao's, experience to be made public. If Mito-sama wants to know, she has no objection and is willing to tell them. But if, like before, all of Konoha and the other ninja villages taking the Chūnin exam knew about her ability, she would definitely die in an even more embarrassing death than her mother. Naruto, who had been staring at the red-haired girl because of his childhood experiences, knew the fear of the red-haired girl better than anyone else. He immediately stood up and shouted, "Hey, what is that? We didn't ask you to tell the whole Konoha, or even more people. Don't mess around, UBD. Please reconfirm a screening range. Put what?" Naruto didn't understand. Senju Tobarama responded quickly. "Can we only let a few of us see it? Learn later in Konoha's 44 training ground, in a separate room in the central tower. An image screen that is 1 person tall and 2 people wide appears in front of several people don't want." Chapter 82. The encounter with Xiang Phosphorus and the Prince's Fury. The image begins in the country of grass, in a small, dark thatched house. The girl cried and argued with her sick mother. It's not that she is ignorant, but that a girl at a young age is too sensible. She knows that her mother is not feeling well and should not complete those tasks anymore. "Hey, come on, don't waste time." The grass ninja at the door was cold and indifferent. The mother could only rub the girl's cheek and tell her that she could use this ability to help Kusanagi in exchange for the right to stay in the village, so she couldn't refuse. But she also promised the girl that she would be back soon. Watching the woman in the video turn and leave, Naruto suddenly felt worried and subconsciously said, "Really? Can you come back?" Anyway, his mother has never come back, and his dark room has never been visited by someone he can call mom. The man next to him lowered his head. Just like in the image, the crescent moon hangs in the sky. The girl with her head buried in her knees has been waiting for a day, but her mother still has not come back, and she herself was forcibly taken away by the grass ninja who took her mother away. "Girl, where is this?" 923 Hospital. Grass ninja. Due to the sneak attack, we suffered heavy casualties. There are countless wounded people in the village. Your mother's strength alone is simply not enough. 1. Subsequently, the girl saw her mother again in a certain ward, to be precise, in a morgue. It was then that Xiang Phosphorus realized that there was something so wrong in her mother, who had been wrapping herself rigorously in thick clothes. There were many traces of teeth, and she vomited till the sky was dark. "What is this?" I said, seeing the miserable death of a mother. Naruto was angry and a little afraid of what happened to her. "Why are there so many injuries on Xiangling and her mother?" Gaara, like Naruto, was also very angry, and the thin sand was slowly flowing around him, ready to rush out at any time according to the master's request and crush the grass ninja, who was still alive and was given to the care of other Chunin. Sasuke and little Sakura knew. The two of them saw with their own eyes how the two grass ninjas treated the red-haired girl. The girl even let her bite him in order to save Sakura. Seeing Sasuke and Sakura saying goodbye, looking like they couldn't bear to tell him, Naruto was even more confused and could only, sit down angrily and continue to watch the video. The Uzumaki Mito next to him is just not as noisy and childish as Naruto. In fact, when he saw the scene of the death of his mother, chakra was so cold that the Senju Tobarama next to him recalled the times when he and his eldest brother were under the terror of Mito's sister. In the video, in the ward of Kusanagi village, the medical ninja decisively decides on human life. "Come here to transport chakra? Don't worry about that guy. It's useless. Hurry up. Don't wait any longer. The next one." This way of abandoning companions in the confusion and measuring life and death by value is too suffocating. At least the Konoha shinobi here do not have this in the education they receive. In the video, one injured person after another bites Xiang Phosphorus and quickly recovers from their injuries by sucking her chakra. Naruto finally saw it. This girl of the same race actually has such special abilities. However, this ability brought disaster to her and her mother. A small dark seed quietly sprouted in Naruto's heart. Xiang Lu's mother died from this power. What about him? Why did Uzumaki Naruto's mother die? Here, only 3 people could discover that Naruto's sky-blue eyes had lost their former glory, and that was Iruka, Sasuke, and Gaara. Naruto rarely chose to keep the problem in his heart and did not implement his belief in speaking out. And after that, when he looked at the video again, he had become much quieter and no longer babbling like before. Haruno Sakura. It's so cruel. She was referring to the war mission in the Land of Grass, where a large number of injured people with broken limbs and arms were waiting in pain for rescue. Kakashi told her, "This is what Chūnin and Genin have to face in times of war." Then she smiled and comforted little Sakura. "Well, anyway, there have been very few Fire Nation war missions in the past 10 years, and you, as Genin, can't access them." In the next image, Xiangling looks like a breathing medical kit, being carried by Kusanagi on various battlefields. The Kusanagi grab her clothes, escaped many crises, and brought the Phoenix to the core of the battlefield. The scene shocked Xiangling. At least Ji Shiwei's Genin from the grass country fell here dying. Some had countless kunai stuck in their bodies, and some simply fell to the ground and didn't know if they had any resting places. Go quickly. He opens his mouth again and bites on Xiang Phosphorus. When I returned home, I had teeth marks all over my body. I don't know how much pain I had gone through. Little Sakura looked at the teeth marks on Xiangling's body and realized that the actual situation was more difficult than she thought. Those teeth marks might have healed long ago, but the countless teeth marks on Xiangling's body now may have been in the past year or even a few days. Made in months. How could this be possible? Little Sakura, also a girl, choked up and asked in disbelief, "How could this be possible? Isn't that the truth?" Sasuke, Sakura, Gaara, Iruka, Kakashi, and others quickly turned around because they almost didn't expect such a generous and rational voice to come from Naruto. Xiangling discovered that Uzumaki Naruto's chakra had changed, as if it was an unknown coldness in the forest under the moonlit night. Naruto was angry because of what happened to her, very angry. Kusein Village Kusu Ninja. Next time the Chunin exam is held, I'm going to let you take part. Xiang Phosphorus doesn't understand the other party's intention. based on the strength of each village's genin, to judge the strength of the ninja village. This is one of the important purposes of this Chunin exam, Kuzazada explained. You can also think of it as a competition for armaments, supplies, and ninja villages, a game of reputation. Your task is to treat the other two people. In the image is a look of contempt from Kusanagi. The village has raised outsiders like you and your mother, especially you. After your mother died, the village still raised you. Duh. If you repay your kindness, you can show good results. You are an outsider in the village. In the video, Xiang Phosphorus seems to have been brainwashed into even lower self-esteem and status. Outside the image, Uzumaki Naruto, who was sitting cross-legged, stood up and kicked over the decorative flower pot next to him. Where are those grass ninjas? I'm gonna beat them up until they wake up. Chapter 83, Naruto's misunderstanding about the death of his mother, having been together on the Genin mission for more than half a year. The other two members of Team 7 and Genin instructor Kakashi had never seen Naruto get so angry. The suddenly lowered voice was hoarse and familiar, as if I had heard it somewhere. This was how Sasuke felt, but he couldn't remember it no matter how hard he tried. If he could think of it, he would be able to find Naruto's voice and the previous image where there was no picture but only sound. You who have not become a Hokage have no right to belittle the Hokage, let alone have no right to belittle my father who has become a Hokage. UBD. This person's voice is very similar. Xiang Ling, who was sitting there with her head lowered, was also startled. It seemed like this was the first time someone had become so angry about her. This feeling, she seemed so happy that she didn't know what to do. This is the feeling of companionship and family, right? Uchiha Sasuke was also so angry when Sakura found out that the girl was injured. Xiang Ling thought, was he regarded as a companion by Naruto? Of course it is. It wasn't until Naruto looked at her directly and gave her a positive answer that she realized that she actually said what she was thinking. Aye. Xiang Lu held the forehead protector on his head in his hand. But I am a grass ninja. What does this have to do with you being a grass ninja? Xiang Ling didn't understand. Of course it's different in different villages, right? Naruto yelled again. I mean, what does this have to do with you being a grass ninja? They don't regard you as a companion at all. The more he yelled, the angrier he became. Such people are not companions at all. If they do it for you, if they come to fight for you with their abilities, I will beat them all away. That's it. After yelling, Naruto also expressed his determination, folded his hands on his chest, sat down on the ground, and sulked. Mito, Kushina is such a good son. Sasuke, Gaara, as expected of you. Naruto, Sakura, Irika, well said, Naruto. 2. Third Hokage smiled and expressed his approval. Since the Sengoku period, the Senju clan and the Uzumaki clan have been distant relatives. Just because the Uzumaki clan was in the country of Uzumaki at the time and had a distinguished status, they did not join Konoha but established the Uzumaki hidden village in the country of Uzumaki. Senju Tobarama said, but Konoha will always welcome any Uzumaki ninja to join. Little girl, do you understand what the butcher means? Xiang Lu actually didn't quite understand. He looked at the silver-haired man with his big eyes and wanted to shake his head, but didn't dare. The third Hokage took a puff on his pipe and said with a smile, Second generation Sama. What you mean is that it must have been a helpless move for you and your mother to live in the country of grass. But now that you already know that you are an Uzumaki clan, you can naturally feel free to do so at any time. You can all come back to Konoha. While several people were talking, the video was shown until Xiang Ling took the test for everyone and was rescued by Sasuke in the second test. There were no multiple choice questions in the video, and there was no little Sakura next to Sasuke when he rescued her, nor were the two grass ninjas. Senju Tobarama. This should be the world where the image does not appear, that is, the passage of other parallel worlds. In the video, Sasuke still uses the lion bullet, but the one he kicks is not a grass ninja, but a brown bear. Naruto said angrily. Why are you blushing at that, BD Sasuke? All of them, huh? Are you jealous? The one at the end of the crane. What did you say? Remembering the quarrel before, Naruto turned his head and decided to ignore him. Sasuke was unhappy, but didn't know what to do, so he could only hold it in. In the image of the parallel world, Kosovo, who was rescued by Sasuke, returned to Kusanagi village alone in the country of grass. Because he failed to complete the task well, he was sent to the fierce war zone, the important product in the north. Recently, the Teriruchi clan has entered that area. Those madmen who are only interested in killing are not easy to deal with. Xiong Phosphorus, who came to the northern fortress, looked at the room full of wounded waiting for treatment and felt embarrassed. Medical ninja. With you here, they will recover soon, right? Xiong Phosphorus sighed. Naruto, are you trying to force her to death? These bastards. As soon as Xiong Ling showed some hesitation in the video, the medical ninja sighed and accused her of being unreliable as a foreigner. In the video, in a story belonging to another parallel world, no matter how cruel and exploitative the grass ninja is, that is the last place for the phoenix. Her weakness is pinched tightly by the grass ninja. That is, she is judged as useless by others. When she, a useful person who can only stay in the village, is judged as useless, the village will not need her. Who else in this world needs her? For the last shelter, Xiong Ling walked towards the room full of wounded people. With dull eyes, she accepted the mouths biting him one after another, sucking her chakra. The medical ninja behind her immediately changed her attitude. Real and amazing dedication. You guys will bring more wounded people here. Up to this point, the image is dark, and the girl's silent back seems to indicate her long-term fate in the future. Heavy. After watching this video, no one can help but feel 10 kinds of heaviness oppressing the air. Is this the fate of the Uzumaki clan? I'm gonna get some air. Naruto stood up, ignored anyone, and left the room muttering to himself, arriving outside the central tower. The moonlight at this time was already shining in the forest at the training ground. In fact, Naruto has always been very sensitive when it comes to his parents. Before the image, he asked why he didn't have beautiful red hair like theirs. But teacher Kakashi said, maybe you follow your father. Why not follow mother? Kakashi-sensei and Grandpa third generation clearly know who his parents are. Why didn't you tell him? Could it be that his mother died in the same way as Xionglu's mother? In the room, Sasuke, Sakura, and Iruka were all somewhat worried about Naruto. Sasuke originally wanted to go find him, but Iruka suggested that it would be better to leave Naruto alone at this time. Uzumaki Mito felt the same way. She knew about Konoha Shinobi, and Fuso's attitude towards Konoha Shinobi also made her feel strange. So she asked Fuso, "Can you tell me about you?" Fuso looked at the Konoha Shinobi gathered around him and asked Uzumaki Mito, "You really won't hurt me or my children?" "Child, Fusong is a little sad. I don't know if he is still alive. You seem to be afraid of Konoha's ninjas?" After a moment of silence, Fuso sensed that the people nearby, Chakra, were calm and had no intention of harming her. So she slowly said, "My husband and I were both killed by the Konoha Shinobi." Although there was a moment of shock, here are all ninjas, and they have seen many scenes, and it is not clear what other identities the other party has. So it is difficult to make a decision. Fuso, our family is a common people living in the Kingdom of Rain. Chapter 84, Akatsuki Nagato and Konoha-cho when Fuso was alive. The Kingdom of Rain was involved in the wars between several major countries. The Kingdom of Rain, which was geographically sandwiched between the major countries, naturally became the best battlefield. Most of the civilians and non-combatants in the Kingdom of Rain packed up their things and fled for their lives. But the Fuso family was a little late. Before he could escape, ninjas had already entered the village. A family of 3 hid in a dark corner and heard the ninja, who broke into his house, rummaging for food. "Did you find anything?" "There are cans." "Great. I haven't had food for 3 or 4 days." Fusong's husband decided to take advantage of this moment to escape. Their red-haired son was still young and huddled between his parents in fear. While escaping quietly, his son accidentally knocked something off the table, and the sound of 590 alerted the 2 ninjas embedded in his house. "It's Konohagakure's ninja." Later, Fusong's husband took the initiative, but he was no match for a ninja. At best, He could only delay his wife and son for a few seconds. Nagato, run away. Fusang chose to stay with her husband because of her son. Nagato, run away. Nagato, run away. These were the last words Fusang and her husband left to their son. Both died at the hands of the Konoha shinobi. Fuso, that's just the way it is. She didn't know what happened next, whether her son could escape. In fact, she and her husband didn't have much confidence. But as parents, Ayase and I will never let our son die in front of us. Fuso smiled miserably, but I still have to take care of him. I want to know if he is still alive and how he is doing. Good. Uzumaki Naruto outside the door. Those words. As a parent, you won't let your son die in front of you, which made Naruto feel uncomfortable for no reason. As ninjas of Konoha, Sakura and Sasuke have never experienced war and have more trust in Ganzi. It is hard for them to believe that Konoha shinobi's killing was not the enemy's family. Little Sakura, how could this happen? According to the ninja heart code, ninjas cannot attack civilians. Fuso was somewhat resentful. You can't take action against the civilians of Konoha, right? Little Sakura was speechless, and she and Sasuke turned their heads away. Kakashi told his students, it was a war period, and every day we were faced with the death of our companions and the possibility of sacrifice at any time. His voice was a little low, as if he was recalling the fatigue of the war years. A moment of hesitation. It is possible to kill an important companion, but it is also possible to accidentally kill a human life because of this. This is war. Sakura and Sasuke also fell silent after hearing this. Crow, standing somewhere high in the room, stared at his long-lost brother and was pleased with his step-by-step growth. Kakashi looked at Fuso and said, if I see a child, I think Konoha's ninjas will still be able to find out their mistakes. Just before Kakashi finished speaking, the image appeared inexplicably in front of everyone again. What's going on? Why is there an image, even though there is no horror question? Did you break some rules again? Maybe you just want us to watch? The content in the video proves what Fuso said. From the beginning, she and her husband died one after another at the hands of the Konoha shinobi. Other ninja village, Konohagakure again. Looking at the attire, the person who died was a civilian from the Kingdom of Rain, right? Ninja killing civilians, manslaughter. Konoha shinobi village, 3rd Hokage. These two people, Irika, what's wrong? 3rd generation. If I remember correctly, the report mentioned that the two of them died in a private house in the Kingdom of Rain. Dead too. What about Fuso's son? Is he still alive? In the video, the two Konoha shinobi saw the red-haired boy hiding aside. The boy was so frightened that he could not speak, curled up and shivered. Konoha shinobi. Hey, how could this happen? They're not ninjas at all. The ninja who killed Fuso's husband squatted on the ground, with a hint of regret in his voice. The person who killed Konoha shinobi of Fuso also asked another person in panic, what should I do? Why did such a thing happen? His voice was full of regret and self-blame. I saw it wrong with the enemy. Hateful. The curled-up red-haired boy witnessed this tragedy with his own eyes, his whole body shaking like chaff zero. When Konoha shinobi turned around, he remembered the symbol, the leaf on Konoha's forehead protector. Rain, the heavy rain outside Shinobi Village, and 10 thunderbolts made everything look even more weird and strange on the rainy night. I didn't expect that in such a war zone, there are still civilians who have not left. Konoha shinobi apologized to Fuso's son. This was something Fuso did not expect. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, kid. But Konoha the ninja understood that no matter how many times he said sorry, his words would always be so pale. A feeling of powerlessness washes over the whole body, and the joy of finally finding food after not eating for many days is gone. The blood is as if rain from the land of rain has been poured into it, and it is cold from the soles of the feet to the palms of the hands. Konoha shinobi village, damn it. How could this happen? Damn it, damn it. If it weren't for the war, don't make excuses for yourself. If you are wrong, you are wrong. Other ninja village, sigh. Back then, there was a melee between several major countries, and the country of Rain was a war zone. There was nothing wrong with the civilians there hating Genin. But how innocent are those civilians? Civilians are innocent. Is this the death of a ninja that he deserves? These words touched the hearts of many people. Who wants to die if they can live well? Who doesn't have parents, brothers, wives, and children? Abominable war. Speaking of which, who likes war? And who started the war? Akatsuki blocks the secret location. Konan looked worriedly at the man who was obviously young but skinny. Nagato. The red-haired man did not speak, but stared straight at the man and woman lying on the ground in the image. Those are his parents. Chapter 85, Shocking the Villages, the Eye of Reincarnation. The red-haired boy was shaking so hard that it made people feel distressed. His pale skin became even more pale at this moment. Tears kept rolling down his eyes covered by long bangs. No one could have imagined that this boy's sadness would turn into the power of a vision of peace. No one would have thought that what happened more than 10 years ago would lead to the consequences of Konoha being remembered by the Shinra Tensei in the future. How could the child listen to the feeble apology in the video? Can an apology restore the lives of his parents? Can an apology heal the pain in the land of rain? He breathed desperately, and the pain in his heart exploded in his organs like an explosion. The young chest could no longer bear this kind of anger. After several ups and downs, the anger finally came out. The boy hides behind his long bangs, and his weird eyes and the power of his eyes are released. The end of the image, just like the beginning of the image, is still the continuous sadness of the land of rain. Major ninja villages, those eyes. Aren't they the eyes of the orange-haired man who attacked Konoha? So, it's revenge against Konoha? Is it the power of this eye that destroyed the entire Konohagakure in an instant? It's so shocking. Renegade. It has been recorded that Sage of Six Paths had this kind of eyes. That kind of pupil technique can actually appear on a red-haired child. Let the intelligence department check it out. At this time, the intelligence department ninja, who has been working overtime recently, is reporting to the Kage of each village. The intelligence department has found out the information. In the previous video, the orange-haired man who attacked Konoha is the leader of an organization called Akatsuki in the Kingdom of Rain. Now he is openly recruiting S-level rebel ninjas in the guest village, underground. Accept tasks in the black market and travel among many countries. Shadows of each village. Humph, Konoha has finally kicked the iron. But in any case, it is better not to use the world as a battlefield in a war. Things in the village have been arranged. And now we set off 5 shadows talk. Yes, Konohagakure, the central tower of the 44th training ground, it's those eyes that destroyed Konoha. Uchiha Sasuke, who is also a member of the Ijutsu clan, said in shock. Weasel Crow. To be honest, he was also surprised. Could it be that Pain's eyes were not his own? As you can see from the forehead protector, Pain and Konan are the rebellious ninjas of Rain Shinobi Village. And this boy from the Uzumaki clan was also born in Rain Shinobi Village. So what is hidden in Pain? Senju Tobarama. The Uzumaki clan has never heard of someone driving a Rinnegan. What on earth did that guy from Madara do? In addition, the man whose voice was somewhat similar to mine in the previous video was definitely not from the Uzumaki clan, and Rinnegan was not so widespread that anyone could own it. So, what happened? Why did that boy from the Uzumaki clan become the leader of Akatsuki, the land of rain? You should definitely go there if you have time. But first, the second Hokage turned to Fuso and asked, "Did you know your son has those eyes?" Fusong, I know. That's why I always let him have long bangs. Then do you know when he was transplanted with the Rinnegan? Fuso was transplanted. Others here were also stunned by Senju Tobarama's words. Second-generation master. What do you mean? Uzumaki Mito snorted. I have never heard of the Uzumaki clan having a Rinnegan, right, Tobarama? Senju Tobarama nodded. Rinnegan is one of the pupil arts of Sage of Six Paths. After a pause, he looked at Uchiha Sasuke and glanced at the crow over there intentionally or unintentionally. Rinnegan is actually Sharingan who has reached certain special conditions. The pupil technique open below is higher than that of Mangeki and Eternal Mangeki Sharingan. Sasuke, Ferret, F. Combining several previous images, the masked man has a Sharingan, and Danzo also has a Sharingan. Now the boss on the surface of Akatsuki actually evolved through a Sharingan. Second generation. Sasuke. What on earth do you know? What are the conditions for opening Rinnegan? Kakashi. He also feels this way. There are many mysteries about this Kodaime Hokage. When selecting the resurrected people, it was clear that the photos of the first generation and second generation project had gold borders. Why is this one a rarer red color this time? More importantly, who is the man with white hair and fair skin and scars on his face behind Lin's photo? Senju Tobarama crossed his arms and sighed inwardly. He really didn't know how to say in front of Sister Mito that Madara took a bite of his brother's flesh, and then a face of his brother grew on his chest. What's this called? Let's not talk about this for now. Second generation changed the topic forcibly. Before opening Rinnegan, Manjiki Sharingan has another stage, which is Eternal Manjiki Sharingan. Eternal Manjiki Sharingan. Sasuke looked shocked. He had received more stimulation in the past few days than he had in the past 2 days. Itachi. The ominous premonition came again. Senju Tobarama. To put it simply, as one of the descendants of the Sage of Six Paths bloodline, the Uchiha family inherited the Sharingan, known as the Immortal Eye. Sage of Six Paths. Humph. It seems that this second Hokage knows more than imagined. Uchiha Obito is waiting in the body space for the other party to say more step by step. It is said that the Senju clan is a clan of love, but in fact Uchiha is. Tobarama said, no ninja clan has a deeper and more persistent love than Uchiha. The deeper the love, the stronger the hatred after loss. Sharingan's awakening and evolution are inseparable from this power of love and hate. When people of the Uchiha clan lose important love, or feel frustrated or painful for themselves, their brains will secrete a very special chakra. This chakra will connect the cranial nerves and eye nerves, thereby promoting the evolution of Sharingan. But Senju Tobarama paused for a moment and continued to talk about his research. But as mentioned just now, this chakra stimulates Uchiha's brain and optic nerve. Let's talk about the problem of vision first. Sharingan below 3 Magatama is easy to deal with, but Sharingan of Manjiki level will put a huge burden on the body and eyeballs. Tobarama glanced at the crow and then said to Sasuke, if your brother, Uchiha Itachi, has been using the Manjiki Sharingan for many years, his eyesight may have declined to the point where he cannot see clearly without opening his Sharingan. His health is also probably in pretty bad shape. There was a dull pain in Sasuke's heart, and he almost glared at Sharingan. That's all. Then why does he still want me to hate him? What's wrong? How far will he go for Konoha? Even my younger brother, Itachi. Sasuke, I'm sorry, forgive me. This is what I want to say. His purpose. Senju Tobarama. I'm afraid his purpose is to let you get the eternal Manjiki Sharingan. Chapter 86 Public Execution Dirty Land Weasel Sasuke. Speak clearly. What does Itachi and Oni-chan mean by letting me get the eternal Manjiki Sharingan? Eternal Manjiki Sharingan. Speaking of this, it's hard for Senju Tobarama not to think of that person, his nemesis, the second in command of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Izuna. As I said just now, long-term use of Manjiki Sharingan will cause great damage to the eyeball nerves. Even for a guy like Uchiha Madara, his vision will gradually decrease during the long-term battle with his elder brother. Sasuke couldn't wait. What then? His younger brother, Uchiha Izuna, gave his eye power to Madara. Sasuke didn't ask what would happen to Madara if he got another person's pupil power. He was more uneasy about what would happen to the person who gave the pupil power. Second Hokage, dead. In the Sengoku era, Senju and Uchiha were enemies. Whether it was Madara's brother or my brother, they both died at the hands of the other. He said, I once seriously injured Uchiha Izuna, and he took the opportunity to ask for his eye power to be given to him. Madara. After his death, Madara became more extreme, stupid, and easily deceived due to multiple factors such as the pain of losing her last brother and the long-term use of Manjiki Sharingan. Ignore what the elder brother said. Madara has been easily deceived by him since she was a child. Second Hokage, Senju Tobirama believes that if that guy Madara hadn't become more and more extreme in his thinking and longed to surpass his elder brother and be recognized by his elder brother and others, a man like him would not have believed in Black Zetsu's project Tsuki no Mi, attempts to achieve so-called real peace by subjecting all mankind to a large-scale illusion. Sasuke, dead. Ever since I saw the video, I realized that I had been kept in the dark by everyone in the name of protection, and I knew about Itachi's experience. Although he still could not forgive Itachi, nor could he forgive Uchiha and Konoha, Uchiha Sasuke never thought that Itachi would die. Sasuke's fists were clenched tightly. Hearing this news made him more angry than anything else. If you're not angry with others, you're angry with Uchiha Itachi. Why? Why did Itachi always try to arrange things clearly for him? Boom! Sasuke punched the wall next to him. He was obviously shaking with anger, but he didn't know what to say. At this time, Itachi, who was staying here in the form of a crow, I don't think the path Uchiha Izuna chose back then was the right one, Tobirama said. It's just that he was deceived. Sasuke, ? Ferret, Obito and Kamui space. Speaking of which, where did you Uchiha's blind confidence in that ancestral stone come from? The second generation side, Izuna, that Madara guy, your brother, and that boy who was used by Madara to do the Eye of the Moon, haven't you ever thought that after 1,000 years, the Uchiha inscription might have been tampered with? Sasuke didn't know about the Uchiha inscription, so he seemed baffled when faced with second Hokage's disgusted questioning. Itachi, who had read the inscription using Sharingan, and Obito, who understood the contents of the tablet through Madara's memory, were greatly impacted by this passage. Just when Itachi was hesitating whether to give second Hokage Tsukuyomi and discuss this topic in depth, Mito Haim, who knew that the crow was Itachi, said, "It's getting late. Why don't I help seal the curse first? By the way, Tobirama, apart from you and me, is anyone else known to have been resurrected?" Senju Tobirama. There is also the mother of the Uchiha boy Uchiha Mikoto, and my eldest brother's biological brothers Itama and Senju Itama. Shisui's matter was kept secret for the time being, and no one told Sister Mito again. Itama, that's not a Senju ninja who died on a war mission during the Sengoku era. I heard Hashirama say that it is the regret of your two brothers' lives. Mito looked a little lonely. If Hashirama was here, he would be so happy that he would cry. Big brother, Tobirama said with a smile, I would really hug Itama and cry. Itachi was stunned when he heard the news that Mikoto was resurrected. Seeing that Sasuke didn't react, he obviously already knew. Now Itachi couldn't wait to leave here. He had not seen his mother for many years since he slaughtered the clan with his own hands. However, he didn't wait for him to flap his wings and prepare to fly away. The belated image of the horror question he encountered was activated at this time. It's a record about ferrets. The children in the image are only about 4 or 5 years old, but their eyes are full of sadness, as if they have understood the pain in the world, and they are asking themselves, what is the meaning of life? Then he got the answer from Orochimaru: life is meaningless. In the Third Ninja War, Uchiha Fugaku actually brought the 4-year-old Uchiha Itachi to the battlefield. Bodies are everywhere, and even the ground is full of scars. That gentle child realized another important meaning of life. Life will die. There will be a struggle in life. The atmosphere suddenly began to intensify. The ninja world war Chunin and ninjas are fighting. Is the struggle of the ninja preparatory students in the ninja school just to survive on the battlefield in the future? Is this the fate of life, or their fate as ninjas? The younger brother was born, and the young Itachi seemed a little excited. He happily wrapped the infant Sasuke from his mother's hands, as if the child in his hands was his salvation. Sasuke, who was watching the movie, felt mixed emotions when he saw this. He pursed his lips and looked away. Life will be born. The boy found a bond during the team's mission, and then the bond disappeared. In the image was Itachi's memory. A masked man who looked like a young man, but was older than Itachi, appeared and killed all Itachi's companions. Itachi opened Sharingan in this pain. While he was sitting in the courtyard of his home, crying silently, It was his younger brother's hug that gave him warmth. At this moment, he realized a new meaning. Losing life is painful. But this pain is not felt by oneself, but by those left behind. Itachi touched his younger brother's cheek, bitter tears welling up in his eyes. Sasuke, one day, will you also have such a pair of eyes? After experiencing this pain, the depressing atmosphere in the video makes even Senju Tobarama, who has been running on the battlefield all year round since he was a child, feel depressed. The power of Sharingan lies in the loving Uchiha clan. I want the power to protect what I want to protect, but only by losing can the power be improved. This contradiction is intertwined. In the end, the Uchiha are nothing but gangsters. When they were teenagers, Shisui and Itachi saved Hokage's Umbu from Danzo's root ninja during field training. At that time, the two of them swore together, I, Uchiha Itachi, will never betray Uchiha Shisui, and will always fight side by side with him. Then, I, Uchiha Shisui, will never betray Uchiha Itachi, and will always fight side by side with him. Itachi has a bulging face and is carried on Uchiha Shisui's back of Zhao's. Shisui, who is also in adolescence, told Itachi, no matter what, I regard you as my biological brother. However, under the persecution of fate and Danzo, Uchiha Shisui had to dig out his own eyes and give them to Itachi. Before he died, he entrusted the task he failed to complete, along with Sharingan's pupil power, to this younger brother. When the matter comes to pass, now, the only one I can turn to is you, my best friend. Itachi, please protect this village in the name of the Uchiha clan at all costs. 1. Don't stop me, Itachi. If we were friends, you should look for it. Shisui. Cross. Itachi awakened in pain and gained the power of Mangekyou Sharingan. But what he once wanted to protect became increasingly unclear. Brother. Watching it again, Sasuke still feels pain for what his brother has been through. We cannot immediately agree with his actions. Naruto pushed the door open and came in silently when everyone's eyes were focused on the image. Chapter 87. Another look at the massacre. Itachi's confession, Danzo. How? Do you want to accept this mission? If you go to annihilate the Uchiha clan, at least I can tolerate your brother surviving. Itachi, are you threatening me? In the video, Uchiha Itachi, wearing Umbu uniform, was completely immersed in darkness because his brother's life was threatened. If Konoha is all his loyalty, then Sasuke can be said to be the bottom line of his humanity. In the world of ninjas, it is often difficult to achieve a balance between the two. Danzo, then tell me, how do you choose? Weasel. Huh? Itachi didn't speak in the video, and then the camera went to a special scene where Itachi found a person and asked him for help. Isn't this the man in the orange Tiger Madara mask who killed fellow Itachi and forced him to activate Sharingan? Looking at his stature, he is a boy who is about to enter his youth. He is about the same age as Kakashi at that time. Kakashi. His heart beat faster. What was he thinking? The picture of Uchiha, who looked similar to Obito, flashed through Kakashi's mind again. Later, the man in the orange Tiger Madara mask appeared in the Konoha Uchiha police force office building through the power of his right eye. Obviously, it was just an ordinary walking posture, but the figure was like a ghost, more like a ghost than a human being, and in the blink of an eye, he had pushed open the door of the police team's office building. On a full moon night, the sky is as red as blood, and everything is full of weirdness. Who are you? You poof. A killing that shocked the Genin in front of the image. Senju Tobarama was angry. That guy Danzo. He actually used Sasuke to threaten Uchiha Itachi. This is undoubtedly equivalent to using Uchiha Madara to threaten Uchiha Izuna. On the other side, Sasuke was already covering his mouth and gasping for air. Uzumaki Mido was beside him and immediately used healing jutsu to help him regulate the flow of chakra in his body. Puff, puff. Puff. Itachi asked the masked man to deal with Uchiha of the Konoha police force, and he himself accepted Danzo's mission to kill the Uchiha clan. Sasuke, who was watching the movie, seemed to be in a very bad state. Even though Uzumaki Mito used healing jutsu to calm his restless chakra, it still couldn't make Sasuke, who was dripping in cold sweat, feel better. A rough palm blocked Sasuke's eyes. Naruto, don't look if you don't want to look. Sasuke never gave up in front of Naruto. Being comforted by Naruto only aroused his anger. He pulled Naruto's arm away and said, "Get away, you idiot." TCH. Naruto asked for trouble. He was in a bad mood at this time and did not want to argue with Sasuke and continued to watch the video. Shot of the Uchiha clan street. Uchiha Fugaku is standing there, seemingly waiting for Itachi for a while. Sasuke, father, that is, those eyes are. No wonder Sasuke, who watched the movie, was surprised. So far, no one knew. He Uchiha Fugaku actually also owns Manjiki Sharingan. Uchiha Fugaku, Itachi, was at the end of this killing. I'll let you see the future of the clan, but you let me see a different ending. Although there was accusation and doubt in his voice, there was also, it is difficult to conceal the sadness and loss of my father. Itachi looked at the image of that year again now and felt extremely painful. Father, in the image, it is the Uchiha Itachi of that year. Yes, this is what I saw. The future of the village, the future of the clan. Really, Uchiha Fugaku didn't say anything, just closed the Sharingan, with a look of disappointment and abandonment on his face. For Sasuke, Uchiha Fugaku's voice actually came from the video, then he disappeared with a bang. He was using Shadow Clone. Sasuke, me? Itachi? Father, he actually knows. After 7 years, looking back on those years again, Itachi suddenly felt a little regretful. He had thought about communicating with many people, but it seemed he had never trusted his father. In order to reassure his father and mother, he always acted smart, well-behaved, and sensible in front of Uchiha Fugaku, and did not cause trouble to others. However, Itachi, who thought his father only knew his false side, realized when he saw the image again. His father, the leader of the Uchiha clan, is more powerful than he imagined. Understand him better. At this time, the crow could not see the change, but the body of Uchiha Itachi, who was far away, had a drop of blood-red tears flowing from the corner of his eyes. But at that time, father is undoubtedly my biggest enemy. Itachi thought to himself on the night of the genocide. This is a contest between two ninjas who possess Manjiki Sharingan. I must be more cautious. However, it was beyond his expectation. The empty Uchiha house, an orange light, is that his parents have become aware and are waiting for their son to come home. There are no traps here, just come here. His father's voice was very relaxed, which Itachi rarely heard. Perhaps it is only now that Uchiha Itachi can understand that what his father gave up back then was not only the persecution of his son, but also the deputy responsibilities and pressure that his status as the leader of the Uchiha clan brought to him. That sad music makes people unable to be moved. Father, mother, Itachi in the video sounded sad and unbelievable. His parents are sitting on their knees in an empty Japanese house with their backs to him. Already prepared to die? I don't want to kill each other with my biological son. Uchiha Fugaku said, "Are you on their side?" Facing the obvious truth, Sasuke didn't even know what sadness was while watching the movie. There was no luster in his black eyes, no expression, and no tears. He just stared at the image blankly. Other Konoha people saw this scene. The emotional young woman no longer knew how many people were crying one after another. Even some ninjas clicked their tongues to hold back the grief in their hearts. There is probably nothing more tragic in the world than this. But now, what are they doing? The S-class rebellious ninja back then actually killed his own family just to save them? Even his biological parents. Who is right or wrong? Who can tell now? They once blamed Uchiha Itachi for killing the Uchiha clan and reducing Konoha's combat effectiveness. So who do they blame now? Blame themselves and Konoha higher-ups for rejecting Uchiha? Or is it the fault of Nine Tails? Or, if Uchiha Madara hadn't brought Nine Tails to attack Konoha, would these things have happened? Just like the hatred between the ninja village and the ninja village. Generation after generation, who is the cause? Who is the effect? Suddenly, someone remembered a profound problem raised by Uchiha Itachi when he was a child. What is the meaning of life? Life will be born. Life will lead to death. Life has its struggles. In the image, the hand holding the sword is trembling. Father, mother, we understand, Itachi. His mother, Uchiha Mikoto. You are a gentle child. Isn't all this painful for you? Mother. His voice was heavily choked. Uchiha Fugaka suddenly said in a deep voice, Itachi, promise me one last thing, dash. He hid his sadness with indifference on his face. At this point, he could finally shed his identity as the leader of the clan and speak like a father. Sasuke's affairs are entrusted to you. Sasuke's eyes suddenly opened wide, but there was still no focus in the dark pupils. Chapter 88, Sasuke and Itachi, brothers killing each other. At this time, Itachi finally could no longer freeze his beating heart with the cold killer, and the Crimson Sharingan was filled with tears. When his eyes were overwhelmed, the tears fell quietly. I understand. Sasuke, I will definitely protect my brother. Itachi's sword shook so much that he lost his accuracy, and his vision was blurred by tears. Don't be afraid. This is the path you decided. Compared with you, our pain is only a moment. Uchiha Fugaka's last words to his son. Although the path chosen is different, Itachi, as a father, I am still proud of you. Itachi's whimpering is unbearable anymore. Tears dripped down on his knife-holding hand like a bursting dam. What kind of pain could make a 13-year-old boy cry in such a depressing and painful way? You're such a kind child. I'm sorry. Please forgive your father who made you endure this. It's so depressing. Yeah, I can't stand it anymore. Those who were forced to watch the movie were not only Sasuke, Naruto, etc., but also Konoha residents, ninjas from various villages, and civilians. Under the atmosphere in the video, everyone's heart felt like it was being squeezed by a big stone. A breath of suffocating breath was held in the chest and abdomen, unable to be vomited out or digested. Sasuke, the darkness of a ninja village. Third Hokage. I'm sorry, Sasuke. It's us and the village who are sorry for you and your brother. Is that all it takes to say I'm sorry? Sasuke roared hysterically. Except for the important combatants, why do we have to kill all the ordinary residents of the Uchiha clan? How can I say sorry to redeem my brother's pain? In order to protect the village, can you take away hundreds of lives of my family just by saying sorry? Ferret, Kakashi, Sasuke. Kakashi wanted to tell Sasuke to shut up, but as a teacher of Class 7, he knew that such words would only have the opposite effect. Senju Tobirama remained silent. As shadows, they could not bear the accusation of a child. Compared with the time in the Fourth War when Uchiha Sasuke had lost his brother and used impure world reincarnation to resurrect them and ask, what is a village and what is a family? Now everything has not reached the point of irreversibility. Besides, each person who was resurrected by the horror question gave them hope again. Maybe this time, they could really see him and his future dreams come true. Peace, even if it cannot last forever, is intoxicating. The image changes to show Uchiha Itachi wearing Akatsuki uniform, sitting on a stone bench. Opposite him is a young man who looks somewhat similar to him. Little Sakura recognized it immediately. It's Sasuke-kun. Sasuke was stunned. It was indeed his appearance, but he was a few years older than himself now. In terms of age, it was closer to the time of Kazekage Gaara and the Great Ninja War in the previous image. Two brothers, they had a wonderful illusion showdown when they first met. Obviously no one moved, but in the illusion, the two of them were already fighting to the death. Sasuke looked at the image sadly. Why? Why did he have to go to this point with his brother? Kakashi looked at the Jinjutsu duel between the two in the video and analyzed that if nothing unexpected happened at this moment, Sasuke had not yet possessed the Mangekyou Sharingan. He said, if there were no images and a series of changes, it is indeed possible that you and Itachi would have reached this point. Itachi thought that was indeed the case. After Jinjutsu is Taijutsu. Uchiha Itachi uses an ordinary kunai, while Sasuke uses a ninja sword that looks simple but is still sharp. Shuriken, Shadow Clone Shuriken, and the Seal Scroll also contain Fuma Shuriken. There are also mechanisms hidden in the Fuma Shuriken, which is dazzling. It is like a Shuriken shadow dance, with hands all over the sky. The swords scattered like rain and were shot down by the two brothers. Sakura. That's amazing. As expected of Sasuke-kun, you already have Genin level experience, right? Indeed, the overwhelming taijutsu showdown in the video was not only for Sakura as a Genin, but even Kakashi as a Genin was surprised by Sasuke's growth. Only Naruto, sitting calmly with his arms crossed, seemed to have discovered something that made him angry and upset, and refused to join in the surprise behavior with little Sakura. Uchiha Sasuke. Fire style, great fireball technique. Uchiha Itachi. Fire style, great fireball technique. What a fast seal formation speed. Yes, after illusion and taijutsu, the fight between the two brothers finally entered the ninjutsu stage. The speed of sealing is not enough. Fire style is used by the two brothers to the fullest. This momentum has a tendency to exceed Genin's sphere of influence. Another evenly matched fire style hedge. Sasuke's curse marks were all over his body. His hair and skin color had changed, and a pair of fleshy wings like ghost hands grew out of his back. And Itachi didn't show any weakness. He activated the ability of Manjiki Sharingan Amaterasu. The black flames instantly crushed Uchiha Sasuke's fire style, forcing him to quickly jump back to avoid it, but he was still burned by the flames named Madashi on the ghost hand behind his back. Little Sakura clutched the clothes on her chest worriedly. Sasuke-kun. Sasuke endured the pain and cut off the ghost hand on his back, but the black flames burned the ghost hand into ashes and were difficult to extinguish. Kakashi. The unquenchable flames are Manjiki Sharingan's ability. Senju Tobarama. As expected, the memory returns to the battlefield of the Fourth War. Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto played a beautiful coordinated battle. Wind style and Inferno style condensed into a force, which was named Scorch style Nimbus Hate Jet Black Yasuri style by the fourth Hokage. That trick, that jet black flaming eye power, turned out to be his brother Uchiha Itachi's. Humph. I thought Uchiha Sasuke and Izuna looked similar before. But in his opinion, Uchiha Sasuke and Uchiha Madara look alike. The one who really looks like Izuna is Sasuke's older brother, the boy named Uchiha Itachi. The appearance is the same, the pigtails are the same, and the stupid thoughts of thinking that self-sacrifice is the best choice are exactly the same. Humph. It's really a behavior that he doesn't like. In the video, it also happens to be the part where Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Sasuke are talking about the history of Uchiha. He used Genjutsu to tell Sasuke the story of Madara and his brother. Speaking of Madara's eyes, which have gradually lost sight due to the erosion of his pupils. Just like his own eyes, his brother, whom he has not seen for many years, is only a dozen meters away. But it was so blurry that only an outline could be seen clearly. Madara tried many methods but could not restore himself to the light, Itachi said in the video, until she became obsessed with the power of Manjiki Sharingan. Madara reached out her hand to her younger brother's eyes. Sasuke in the video was shocked and repeated, "Stretching towards my brother's eyes. What does that mean?" Watching the video, 12-year-old Sasuke covered his eyes and rationally told him not to be deceived by his brother again. But in the video, according to Itachi's illusion, Sasuke saw Madara say, "Forgive me," and then personally dug out his brother's eyeballs and installed them in his own eyes. He obtained a new pupil technique, Eternal Manjiki Sharingan. Senju Tobarama, who knows the truth? Madara will steal Izuna's eyes? You're just teasing me. Itachi. Sasuke. You're my banker. Leave your eyes to me. Forgive me, Sasuke. Sasuke in the video was too frightened to move, and Itachi really pushed his fingers into his younger brother's eyes. Sasuke outside the image was so frightened that he shouted, "Brother!" At this time, something that looked like a human but not human appeared in the image. It quietly poked its head out of the wall and observed the scene of brothers killing each other. Itachi in crow posture. As expected, Senju Tobarama. Absolutely. Uchiha Obito in Kamui space. Second Hokage. Surely knows about the existence of Zetsu. Chapter 89 Itachi's death. Sasuke opens his eyes. Sasuke in the image once again activated the curse seal given to him by Orochimaru. breaking through the pupil technique of Itachi's other Itsukuyami. His eyes are still there. Everything is an illusion. Rather, it's Itachi's eyes that don't seem right. Uzumaki Mito frowned. At that time, the child body had already poof. Itachi suddenly fell to his knees on the ground without warning and spat out a mouthful of blood. Hiding in the darkness of Konoha Shinobi School, Shisui secretly watched the video. A heartache ripped through my chest. He knew that the person he regarded as a close friend and a biological brother was always there. Sasuke in the video did not realize this. He is filled with the fire of revenge and now has only one purpose, which is to kill the Itachi family for revenge. This is my last strength. 403 is Kylan. The thunder roared, dark clouds filled the sky, and it rained heavily in an instant. Like thousands of birdsong gathered on the left hand of young Sasuke. The power of lightning style combined with the thunder of heaven. The sky thunder seems to be a giant beast tamed by him. Dissipate with the thunder. Uchiha Itachi. Thousands of birds thunder, and the roars of ancient beasts devour the man in the red cloud and black robe in the image. Sasuke, no. A red skull gradually formed around Itachi. Itachi, in that case, I will let you see my last strength. Yes, it's Susanoo. Uchiha Shisui Susanoo is green, but Uchiha Itachi Susanoo is actually red. Wait, look, that skeleton has grown muscles and skin. It's incredible. Different from before, everyone had only seen Shisui's completed Susanoo after the smoke. Only when they saw Itachi's Susanoo with their own eyes did they know that this was like an ancient giant being resurrected. It had bones first, then muscles, and finally the skin wrapped around the whole body and put on. The armor of the old era even included shields and giant swords. This power scared Sasuke in his youth. He kept retreating, but then he heard a voice. Orochimaru, let me lend you my power. The Yamada no Orochi emerged from the cursed seal. Itachi curled his lips and said in his heart. Orochimaru finally appeared. 10-fist sword. Uzumaki Mito, sealing sword. That's right, for people with immortality. The best way to kill them is to seal them. This is why the Uzumaki clan is feared. The power that can destroy even the undead and even ninjutsu. The sealing technique. The orange-red giant holds a giant sword and cuts off the head of the multi-headed giant snake biting at him. The majestic gesture and the shocking scene are indescribable. Itachi successfully sealed Orochimaru in the 10-fist sword. Sasuke had no chance of winning, and at this moment Uchiha Itachi also exhausted all his strength. The two brothers were covered in blood. Sasuke could barely stand by leaning against the wall. His legs were shaking due to fear of his brother. Mikoto, Sasuke, Itachi. There was a clear cry in his voice. Uchiha Itachi stretched out his fingers and walked towards Sasuke, leisurely step by step, except for those who knew about it. Everyone's hearts were raised along with the image. Is that man really going to take out his brother's eyes? Oh, is this really true? I misjudged you. Whether it was a civilian village or a ninja village, some people said similar words. They had seen two young men, Shisui and Itachi, suffer a lot of grievances for the sake of peace in the ninja world and to reduce a world-class war. But I still can't accept the act of taking away my brother's eyes with this kind of future power. You beast, that's your brother. Hey, stop it, UBD. This is the only brother you have left. Everyone has not forgotten the previous scene of Itachi crying and killing his parents. So of course some people hate him for being cruel, while others feel sorry for him being alone in this world with no one to rely on. The fourth Raikage of Cloud, Shinobi Village in the Land of Thunder, glared at the impact without saying a word. He had an intuition as his brother. That's the Uchiha Itachi of Konoha, must have hidden secrets. So he can't be poking out his brother Sasuke's eyes. Yes, this is his intuition. The image suddenly switches to Uchiha Itachi's perspective 0. His vision was blurry. Obviously, there was only less than 3 meters away, but he couldn't see Uchiha Sasuke's face clearly. Sasuke, you have grown up. This sound is. It's Uchiha Itachi's heart in the video. Sasuke, I'm sorry. My brother can only do this for you. I'm so sorry for bringing you so many painful memories. It would be great if I could trust you and my father more, instead of carrying everything on my own. 1. If we have the power of you and father, we will definitely be able to. At this time, Itachi is less than 1 meter away from Sasuke. Sasuke, who still thought his brother was going to take off his eyeballs, was too frightened to speak. I can finally see your face clearly, Sasuke. It's my brother's fault for making you so scared. The image suddenly switches to the perspective of Sasuke in the future. All that can be seen in the pupils is the extremely weak Itachi, the blood-stained Itachi, and Itachi's fingers are less than 10 centimeters away from his eyeballs. Boom! There's a crisp sound, and the finger that was about to take off Sasuke's eye actually clicked on his forehead. What's happening here? Only Sasuke knows. Only Sasuke in front of the image knows the meaning of these 3.3 actions. Itachi showed a gentle smile that Sasuke had not seen for nearly 10 years. Sorry, Sasuke. Forgive me. This is the last time. Itachi tilted his body, as if he finally saw his brother's face clearly and had fulfilled his last wish before his death. The former S-level rebellious ninja of Konoha fell at Sasuke's feet. Sasuke-kun. Hey, Sasuke, it's Sharingan. Evolve. Chapter 90. Naruto detects the traitorous ninja Sasuke, hearing his brother's voice, seeing his past, and understanding the intricate conflicts between the Uchiha clan and Konohagakure. Itachi's pain caused Sasuke's brain to secrete the Yin attribute chakra, stimulating the unique pupil technique of the Uchiha bloodline. In the crimson pupils, the two Magatama slowly split into 3 pieces. If Sasuke's physical fitness is not up to standard and there are no Hashirama cells in his body, Senju Tobirama of 2nd generation even thought that he might be the same as the kid used by Madara. Straight-on Manjiki, the dark side in Sasuke's heart makes it difficult for him to suppress the curse mark left by Orochimaru on his body. Starting from the taiko-shaped pattern on his shoulders and neck, black marks covered most of Sasuke's body. Sasuke-kun. Sakura looked over worriedly. Uncharacteristically, Naruto asked calmly, Sasuke, let me ask you, why didn't you bring Konoha's forehead protector? Sasuke and Sakura, who had just reacted, looked at the image. Uchiha Sasuke inside does not wear Konoha forehead protector, and even the style of clothes he wears does not look like Konoha's style. Little Sakura excused Sasuke awkwardly, but maybe it's hanging on his coat or something? You see, after Sasuke-kun changes his appearance, his hair will suddenly grow longer. It's easy to lose the forehead protector when it's tied to your head, isn't it? Kakashi. He had discovered the problem Naruto mentioned earlier, but he didn't expect Naruto, who is usually careless, to be so careful at this time. Sasuke was cursed with the image at this time, and he was dissatisfied with the relationship between the Uchiha clan and Konoha village, as well as the 2nd and 3rd generation projects. As for Shimura Dan's, he gritted his teeth with hatred. When Uzumaki Naruto asked him why he didn't wear a forehead protector, he sneered and answered directly, "Who knows about that kind of thing? Maybe it's the same as Itachi." You got Naruto. Seeing Naruto rushing over to beat Sasuke, Kakashi quickly grabbed him. Don't be impulsive, and you too, Sasuke. Sasuke. Kakashi, after all this, do you still want to use Konoha's methods to discipline me? 3rd Hokage, Itachi. 2nd Hokage, Senju Tobirama, suddenly said, Hey, Uchiha boy, I have to remind you that your mother and brother are still alive. Are you threatening me? 2nd Hokage, Naruto. Sasuke, stop it. UBD. What do you know about a crane guy like you? Bang! Even Kakashi couldn't stop Naruto this time, and the punch hit Sasuke firmly in the face. Enough is enough, you idiot who only knows how to complain. Naruto's angry and deep voice reminded Kakashi of the previous image without a picture. You who have not become a Hokage have no right to belittle the Hokage, let alone you have no right to belittle my father who has become a Hokage. UBD. That's right. That's right. These words were spoken by Naruto in the future. This means that one day in the future, Naruto will know the identity of his father and will still maintain respect and expectations for Hokage and teacher Minato. Kakashi looked at his students in surprise. Naruto, you are indeed not an ordinary person. Even he, Hitaki Kakashi, was driven to the rhythm by the image, so that he was a little shaken by Konoha. But Naruto, the child who is clearly the most qualified to hate Konoha and Hokage, still maintained his original intention at that time. What a rare thing. Uchiha Sasuke didn't know Naruto's life experience, and now he was only filled with anger. What did you say? Do you want to fight? UBD, I just want to beat you up. Auntie Mikoto will give you a good beating. Why do you, huh? Before the cry could even reach the ground, second Hokage, who possessed the flying thunder god technique, had already appeared between the two brats who were about to start a fight. Listen to what I'm saying, you impatient Uchiha brat. Catching the fists of the two men, Senju Tobirama said, what I mean is to remind you not to forget that because of the appearance of the horror question, your mother was resurrected, and your brother, and you did not go that far. Everything there is still a possibility of reversal. Instead of being angry about the pain and anger about things that have not happened in the image, it is better to find a way to get out of the ending that is different from the image. Sasuke was stunned. Different ending? Senju Tobirama continued to make exciting remarks. The power behind the image is unfathomable. It is not that more information cannot be revealed. At the same time, if the horror questions scattered everywhere can continue to resurrect the dead, many regrets left by history will also be lost. It's not that it can't be traced back. So, Uchiha Sasuke, how do you choose? Like what happened in the video, did you become a rebel ninja and try to destroy Konoha? Should you stay, continue to be a Konoha shinobi, revive your family, and prevent your brother's death? Sasuke, you guy, Naruto said. If you become a rebellious ninja, what will Aunt Mikoto do? If I had known you were such a coward, it would be better to. Naruto stopped his words in time. He knew what words are the most hurtful since he was a child. Even when he was angry, he still couldn't bear to say, it's better not to resurrect her. Say this out loud, sorry. Naruto apologized in a low voice and looked away from Sasuke. Of course, Sasuke knew what Naruto was going to say, but he stopped himself in time. But he himself, because he was in a bad mood these past 2 days, took his anger out on his friends on the same team again and again. Naruto, the curse mark on Sasuke's body, seemed to be fading downwards. Mito interjected at this time. It seems that the image is not finished yet. It just enters a periodic black screen. She looked at the curse mark on Sasuke. This curse mark is similar to the 100 healings mark on my forehead, but it is different in nature. The 100 healings mark is to store the Uzumaki family's huge amount of chakra in the mark when it is not needed, and then burst it out in one go when needed. But the 060 curse mark on your neck, although it can bring you powerful power in a short period of time, a power that is too powerful and does not entirely belong to you, just like Manjiki Sharingan, will affect your character and make you more paranoid, self-centered, and difficult to detect. The kindness that people around you radiate towards you will eventually turn into something like Madara. Thinking of the image just now, Orochimaru's voice suddenly came from the position of Sasuke's curse seal, and then a huge white-scaled snake grew out. Yamada no Orochi. The crow-like Uchiha began to plan when to pull out the curse seal from his body and seal it with the Juken sword. Kakashi, Mito-sama, when it comes to sealing techniques, one must belong to the legendary Uzumaki clan. I only follow. He glanced at Naruto's back quietly before continuing. I only learned from a certain sir I have a little bit of sealing skills, and I am not too sure about the seal that can seal Sasuke. So can you please help me seal the curse for my student Uchiha Sasuke? Uzumaki Mito smiled. That's what I meant. Before the new video begins, I will have a few words to say to Tobirama alone, and I will seal Sasuke as soon as I come back. Kakashi half-bowed respectfully. In that case, I'll leave it to you. Senju Tobirama. A black line fell from his forehead, and he put his hand on Mito's shoulder with determination, using a flying thunder god technique, and the two of them arrived in an empty and uninhabited area. Chapter 91 Uzumaki Naruto, Senju Hashirama Tobirama, Uzumaki Mito looked at the equally young Senju Tobirama and asked, "What have you experienced?" The resurrected, the dirty soil, Senju Tobarama. Mito, can't tell. No, it's just more unbelievable. Senju Tobarama said, to put it simply, before being resurrected by impure world reincarnation this time, he was defiled once during the Fourth Ninja World War. The future. Well, at that time, eldest brother, Monkey, and the fourth generation were reincarnated by the Orochimaru impure world. That Uchiha boy had become a traitorous ninja, and his brother Itachi was also killed by his own hands as shown in the video just now. And Uchiha Madara, who has the face of a big brother on his chest, but still has the nerve to come out and prance around. Just thinking about it makes me very angry. If it weren't for being on a battlefield, I would definitely be amused by that stupid look. Uzumaki Mito. Sasuke probably didn't kill him. Itachi's current health is quite bad. In 2 or 3 years, which is the time in the video, his body will be exhausted. Yeah, but Sasuke himself wouldn't think so. He would place his crime on hatred. Hatred for Konoha or something else. It seems to be a very complicated experience. Mito stared at Tobarama and asked, "Actually, I want to ask, why does Naruto have Hashirama's chakra on him?" I really don't want to bring up this topic, but are we saying that both Naruto and the eldest brother are the reincarnations of Chakra, the son of Sage of Six Paths? In fact, from a certain perspective, the eldest brother is Madara's younger brother. He's a head shorter than that guy Uchiha Izuna for no reason. What's the big deal? Mito saw that Tobarama had a bad look on his face. It looked like there was nothing too serious except for a little emotion. So he felt relieved and stopped asking too much. Since you have nothing to do, let's go back. I'll help seal the curse on Sasuke first. Mito, oh, by the way, that crow was controlled by Itachi using illusion to see Sasuke. Before they came out, Itachi had already flown to confirm the news of his mother Mikoto's resurrection. Senju Tobarama once again used Flying Thunder God to bring Mito back to the central tower. The time of the video was surprisingly slow this time. Since it had not been played yet, Mito first sealed Sasuke with a curse. Naruto suddenly had a family member, and the little emotion just now passed. Mito and Sasuke left, and he talked to Xianglong and Fuso. "Hey, you must be younger than me, right?" Uzumaki Naruto was different from other Uzumaki, with red hair and red eyes, and the sky blue round eyes, stared at Xiang Phosphorus a little embarrassed. But maybe it's because even though Uzumaki was bullied by the grass ninja and had to submit, he still has Uzumaki's stubbornness in his heart. I think I should be bigger, after all. I'm taller than you. After trying their best to compare their heights, Naruto found that not only was he shorter than the BD Sasuke, he was even a little shorter than little Sakura and Karen, and he instantly felt depressed. Kakashi, who told you to only eat ramen and not vegetables. Seeing Naruto hugging his knees and looking depressed, Xiangling felt a little pitiful. Are you really 12 years old too? Naruto became even more depressed. Senju Tobarama, who just came back, subconsciously thought he saw his eldest brother when he was a child. Feeling that she still said something wrong, Xiangling added, when is your birthday? October 10th. It was the day of a Nine-Tails rebellion, so no one would be happy about his birthday, because that day was the death anniversary of the village hero 4th Hokage and countless villagers. Xiang Phosphorus, my birthday is June 20th, and I'm older than you. When Naruto's depressed back was about to fade away. Seeing someone as depressed as his elder brother, Senju Tobarama got very angry. Don't be depressed. Mito smiled and narrowed his eyes. It really looks like Hashirama back than little Sakura, Kakashi, Iruka, and others. Hashira Shodai? Naruto was actually said by Mito-sama to look like Shodai, that ninja god. But why the depression? Senju Tobarama. The curse seal on Sasuke's side shouldn't be completed soon. We'll go back now, and you can continue the Chunin exam. Wait. Naruto grabbed him and said, "What's the favor you owe me?" Second generation brother. You can't keep your word. I'm really looking forward to it. Senju Tobarama grabbed Naruto's arm, tested it with his own chakra, and quickly came to the conclusion. Before learning Flying Thunder God, you must first learn chakra control well. He turned to look at Naruto's teacher Kakashi. Boy, How long does it take to climb the Hokage rock upright? Have you learned the water treading technique? How are your results? Kakashi, is he a wind attribute chakra? How about wind style ninjutsu? This kid's self-made wind style spiral shuriken is good, but unfortunately it is best not to use it before you learn senjutsu, as it is harmful to the body. There are at least two kinds of chakra in his body. If he cannot control the chakra, he can only use 1/10 or not 1/20 of the talent of one of the chakras. Seeing Kakashi's embarrassed look, the second Hokage, who runs the Konoha shinobi school, raises eyebrows dissatisfied. Don't you, the teacher, know this? You won't just teach that Uchiha, right? During the fourth battle, I have seen Sasuke Lightning Style's enlightenment instructor, and it is no surprise that Kakashi is. Oh no, Kakashi felt that he was so miserable that he had a hard time explaining himself. Naruto was confused. He didn't know how Mr. Kakashi got into trouble with the second-generation guy. Hey, second-generation brother, don't talk about Kakashi-sensei. In addition to always watching Love in Paradise in front of us, he only orders us to do it while resting while doing tasks, with a listless look on his face. Apart from being late for a long time every day, it is actually very good. Kakashi, are you a pro student? Sakura, well said Naruto. Third Hokage, where did Kakashi go? Yuma no Irika, Naruto you. Second Hokage, what he said when saying goodbye to his naturally stupid father, respecting Kakashi and the third-generation project, seems to be fake. Uchiha Obito, as expected of you, hot chicken Kakashi, you fake. Sighing, Senju Tobirama said, you should make up for these lessons as soon as possible. After that, I will teach you Flying Thunder God, and I will definitely teach you. Of course, whether you can learn it or not depends on you. It's a deal. Second generation's target brother, well, suddenly remembered something. Senju Tobirama remembered that during the Fourth War, when Naruto used his memory to awaken the fighting spirit of the Ninja Alliance, he had a teacher, but unfortunately, hey, monkey, do you have a disciple named Jiraiya? Teacher Tobirama even knows this? Yes. It's a pity that the boy said he was looking for the son of prophecy, and he hasn't been back for a long time. He is old, but he still misses them. Senju Tobirama, child of prophecy, level. He looked at Uzumaki Naruto, the son of prophecy that could be recognized by both the nine-tailed beasts and the sage of six paths was here. In fact, Jiraiya still doesn't know whether Naruto is the child of prophecy. But after seeing an image in a certain village and learning that the Akatsuki organization's target was the nine-tailed beasts, Jiraiya had already set off a few days ago. On his way back to Konoha, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, Uzumaki Naruto. That is the precious son left behind by his disciple. Chapter 92. Sasuke is shocked and Uzumaki is annihilated. Countdown to the launch of 4th Hokage. Judging from the image, you and the other endings seem to rely heavily on the power of this curse seal. Uzumaki Mito prepares to seal the curse seal left by Orochimaru for Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke, I don't need another ending. He doesn't need that kind of ending where Itachi arranges things well and thinks it's for his own good. Sharingan, Manjiki Sharingan, Eternal Manjiki Sharingan, and Rinnegan. At present, he has just opened the Sharingan of 3 Magatama, and the enemy already has the Rinnegan. In order to protect everything now and in the future, he must possess the Rinnegan as soon as possible, but definitely not according to another ending. He will definitely not follow the path paved by Weasel. What do you need me to do? Sasuke asked, making up his mind. Just sit here, Uzumaki Mito said. Considering the particularity of the sealing method, she decided to educate the young man in front of her about this curse seal knowledge. I studied the curse mark on your shoulder before, she said. This should be a new type of curse seal created through research and improvement. The caster is very clever. I didn't expect that there could be someone like Tobirama in the ninja world. A genius who develops new techniques. After a pause, Mito commented, it's just that from this jutsu, it can be seen that its practitioner has deviated from the correct way of ninja, lacks Tobirama's sense of self-reflection, and is obsessed with studying ninjutsu. The consequences will only make him lose himself and even lose the bottom line he should abide by. losing yourself, and the bottom line you should abide by? Uzumaki Mito clicked on the curse mark on Uchiha Sasuke's shoulder. First, to develop this technique, the junior named Orochimaru must have conducted countless physical experiments. It is difficult to imagine the subject of experiment 117 other than humans. Sasuke was shocked. Just experiment with ninjas? Yes, the subject of the experiment must only be ninjas. Ordinary people are even more unable to withstand the power brought by this cursed seal. Let alone ordinary people. Even ninjas will not be able to withstand the power of this curse if they are not gifted by blood. Anyone with strong willpower will be swallowed up by this power. Sasuke recalled that in the image, he turned into a monster that was neither human nor ghost. Mito, becoming like that is already considered a successful body. According to my estimation, 99% of the experimental subjects will be unable to withstand the power of the cursed seal and die before they even change into that appearance. So at that time, my brother tried his best to lure Orochimaru out of his cursed seal and sealed it in the Jukin sword. He must change this ending, Itachi's ending. Can you please tell me the principle of this cursed seal? Mito smiled slightly, thinking that when he asked for help, he became more polite. This child's chakra and awkward personality were somewhat similar to the former Uchiha Madara. She suddenly felt that having that image to help these children avoid that imperfect ending might really be a kind of salvation. If this child loses his brother, it is basically conceivable that he will be the second Uchiha Madara to lose his brother. Before talking about this cursed seal, I may need to tell you about Hashirama's sage transformation. The pillar Abe is first Hokage. That's right, Sage Transformation is also called Sage Mode. It is not a ninjutsu, but a state of being detached from human posture and integrated with nature that is extremely difficult and risky to practice. Tell me something like this. Today, the reputation of the Uchiha clan may have deteriorated far beyond expectations, and only some people around him have not treated him differently. Kakashi asked First Hokage's wife to help him seal it personally, and the other party readily agreed, but as for the reason, Uchiha Sasuke can't tell now. Mito, that's okay. Whether it's you, your brother, or the Uchiha clan, they're all ninjas of Konoha, right? What's wrong with increasing Konoha's combat power? Sasuke stopped talking. Just before, he had said that he would become a rebellious ninja of Konoha like Itachi. Uzumaki Mito probably knew what he was thinking and didn't point it out. Instead, he said, "You look like a calm, immature kid, but the attributes of chakra are fire and thunder." At this time, Sasuke had not yet come into contact with a ninjutsu related to chakra attribute changes, and he could not understand what the other party meant. "You look calm, and that kid Naruto looks crazy," Mito said. "But in fact, you two are exactly the opposite. The kid is the calm one at critical moments, while you are the one who can't control his impulses." There was laughter in Mito's voice, but Sasuke was still not convinced. Why couldn't he compare to the guy at the end of the crane? Then what is Naruto's chakra attribute? He asked subconsciously. Wind. The child's chakra attribute is wind. Sasuke said in a muffled voice. The wind is just right. His future self is better at using the lightning style. The ninjutsu called Kirin probably already has an A level or even higher level of endurance. If I really become a traitor, then Naruto and little Sakura and Kakashi are enemies. Is that what you think? Mito disagreed, although I haven't had much contact with him, but through chakra perception, I think Naruto would never think so. If it were that child, he would be more likely to say, "It's the wind that helps the fire burn." At this point, Mito decided to leave it to the child to think about it. Let's talk about the sage body and the cursed seal. As mentioned just now, you can integrate with the power of nature by practicing senjutsu. In other words, Hashirama after sage transformation can use the power of nature, but the power of nature is very difficult to control. If your own chakra and the power of nature, if the balance between the two tilts slightly, it will be swallowed up by the force of nature. What does it mean to be swallowed by the force of nature? In the mild case, the temperament will change greatly, and the appearance will gradually become far away from human beings. Mito paused and said, The severe case will instantly become a part of nature, such as stones or other things. Then what's the relationship between magic and curse seals? The one named Orochimaru, by inserting a special magic spell into other people's bodies, enhances the combat effectiveness of the person who is being casted. And after improvement, this curse seal can not only control the person being casted, but also inside, it also houses Orochimaru's true form. Sasuke felt nauseous as he recalled in the video that the sarcoma that grew out of his body eventually turned into the white snake sage with Orochimaru's consciousness. Mito. Through this form, Orochimaru can be reincarnated in the cursed seal indefinitely and gain abilities similar to immortality. Immortality? Sasuke, who was still less than 13 years old, said in surprise. There are actually unkillable enemies in the ninja world? Speaking of this, Mito's eyes were a little sad, but she didn't hide it. No, even if they are immortal, there are still ways to kill them in this ninja world. That is the sealing technique of the Uzumaki clan. Uzumaki's sealing technique? Yes, the Hyuga Byakugan family's gentle fist can seal chakra, and the Uzumaki family's sealing technique can even seal the souls of all things. As long as the soul is destroyed, what will happen even if you have an immortal body? Uzumaki Mito sighed. Also, it is precisely because of this power that Uzumaki was feared by other ninjas. In the end, this fear turned into a massacre in the entire ninja world. The entire Uzumaki, not only the Uzumaki hidden village, but also the Uzumaki country were destroyed. The joint annihilation. The ninja world gathered all the major ninja clans to massacre? Is this how Uzumaki was exterminated? Mito nodded, put his hand on Sasuke's curse seal, and prepared to seal it. If we had not been resurrected, Naruto and Karen might have been the last children of the Uzumaki clan. Counting Fuso's son Nagato, there would only be 3 people alive in the Uzumaki clan at most. Naruto, he is the same as me? Thinking of Kushina's child, Mito smiled sadly. It's different, Sasuke-kun. At least, you have tasted the taste of mother's love and father's love. And Uzumaki Naruto can only rely on his own imagination. Maybe you think he has been alone since he was a child and cannot understand your pain. But what I want to say is, you, who have been surrounded by love since childhood, cannot understand his sadness. There is no comparison in the pain between the two. Chapter 93, Uzumaki's Secret Skill, Adamantine Sealing Chains. Countdown to the launch of Namake's Minato. Get ready, Sasuke. Mito said hello and input his chakra and the special spell into the curse seal on Sasuke. In the blink of an eye, Sasuke found himself appearing in a strange space as if he was under an illusion. There is no sky or earth there. There is a soft touch under the feet, and instead of the ground, there are pieces of meat like intestines and viscera. Everywhere he could see was purple-red rotten flesh. What a disgusting place. Sasuke turned around, and it was Uzumaki Mito who was standing behind him who spoke. Mito-sama, Sasuke asked hurriedly. Where is this place? Uzumaki Mito. This is the space where the cursed seal on your body exists. It can also be said to be the space of the big snake pill. I can't believe that you have also been resurrected, the marriage master of the Uzumaki clan. Sasuke, this voice is, come out and meet Orochimaru. Mito protected Sasuke and shouted into the empty space. No matter what you are studying and what you want to achieve, now you have deviated from your original intention. So enough is enough. A weird laugh. The pile of carrion in front of them gradually swelled, forming the outline of a human body. Long time no see, Sasuke-kun. Orochimaru looked at Uzumaki Mito. This is the first time we meet Mito-sama like this, right? He said with malice. When I met you, you were already a dying old woman. How does it feel to be resurrected as a young woman again? Uzumaki Mito didn't seem to mind. You, Orochimaru, were much cuter when you were Sasuke's age than you are now. People always change, but as for appearance, I can change it to a new one at any time. With Orochimaru's voice, rotten tumors swelled around Uzumaki Mito and Uchiha Sasuke again. The faces that Orochimaru once swallowed appeared in front of them. How disgusting. You don't need to find them disgusting. Sasuke-kun, Orochimaru said in a gloomy voice. Because you will soon become one of them. Uzumaki Mito. What do you think we're here for? Orochimaru. It seems that Master Mito is really going to thwart my plan. Orochimaru turned to Sasuke. Don't you want power? Whether it's the power to kill Uchiha Itachi, the power to destroy Konoha, or the power to protect your mother, protect Orochimaru can give you the power of Nine Tails Boy. Sasuke. Come on, Sasuke-kun. Don't you want power? Uzumaki Mito. Orochimaru. You were clearly a taciturn child when you were a child. How did you become like this now? Your research has led you to deviate from your own Nindo. Just reflect on it here. Wait. Uzumaki Mito was about to seal Orochimaru, but was stopped by Sasuke. Orochimaru, is this your true form? Sasuke said relentlessly, this is disgusting. Do you want to anger me? Sasuke-kun, this is just a small sacrifice to gain power. Weren't you once willing to sacrifice everything for Emperor Lee? You also said that it was once. Oh, you don't need power now? Aren't you ready to kill Itachi and avenge the Uchiha clan? Aren't you ready to revive Uchiha? Or are you so confident that you think you can protect Uchiha Mikoto and Uzumaki Naruto? Being touched, Sasuke showed off the 3-Tomo Sharingan he just obtained yesterday. You underestimated Uchiha, Itachi. Sasuke-kun, Orochimaru, you underestimated Pain, the leader of Akatsuki. Oh no, it should be Tobi. Mito, Sasuke. Faye. It's the masked man who helped your brother destroy the Uchiha clan. Even I didn't expect that he was the real leader of Akatsuki. He was such a secretive guy. Sasuke, I don't know what that guy is threatening my brother with, but sooner or later, I will kill him, Orochimaru said reluctantly. Can you do it with just your strength? That's a man that even I can't deal with. Only by combining your pupil technique with my power can we hope to defeat him. Come on, Sasuke can accept my power. Sasuke was silent. His strength was indeed too small. He couldn't even defeat Kakashi. So how could he defeat a Fae? Uzumaki Mito held his shoulders. Remember what I said? If it were Naruto, he would definitely say, it is the wind that helps the fire burn. You kid is really slower than you think. I mean, if you want to do it, will Naruto, Sakura, Kakashi, and Konoha let you be alone? Mito said, believe in yourself once in a while. How are your companions? They are very worried about you. Thinking of Team 7, Sasuke felt a little relieved. The only thing that can help the fire burn is the wind. It's more like what that guy would say. Orochimaru, I was almost led astray by you accidentally. Sasuke said solemnly, I will never become a self-centered guy like Itachi, let alone imitate him and hurt the people around him. And I will never follow the path he paved for me. After finishing speaking, Sasuke formed a seal with his hands and was about to release the great fireball technique. Well said. However, there is a power faster than the Sasuke seal. In his peripheral vision, he saw only a few golden bands of light, passing by him and whizzing towards Orochimaru. Dong, 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 dong. When Sasuke reacted, he saw clearly that there were more than a dozen golden chakra chains nailed to the ground, tightly binding the big snake in the carrion. Each one is as thick as a waist. The top is a sharp and heavy lock like a kunai. Those chains spurted out from Uzumaki Mito's back in an endless stream. Even though they were 20 or 30 meters long, they still refused to give up. Orochimaru, it's useless. This is my space. Even your sealing technique can't do anything to me. Do you think the Uzumaki clan's secret skills are limited to this level? After all, it was a ninjutsu that could lock even Nine Tails, the head of the nine-tailed beasts, firmly in her body. Don't underestimate the Uzumaki clan's sealing technique. Orochimaru. Sasuke was shocked. He saw those golden chains inserted into the rotten flesh under his feet, but he didn't know that the chains were popping out of the rotten flesh like special needles and threads, constantly shuttling in front of his eyes. In the end, it was like the golden chakra chains were overwhelming. Adamantine sealing chain seal. Uzumaki Mito formed a seal of opposition with his hands and shouted loudly. It was as if the sewing needles and threads suddenly tightened at her command. "Ah, you actually," Orochimaru screamed. "There's actually a sealing technique that can seal my space together." So I said, "You underestimate the Uzumaki clan. How could the Uzumaki clan be just an idle bunch if they could make the ninja clan so scared that they would attack them in groups?" Before taking Sasuke away from the cursed seal, Mito said to Orochimaru, "Just stay here and think about the mistake you made, Orochimaru." When consciousness returned, they were still in a certain room in the central tower. "Sasuke, is Orochimaru completely sealed?" "No, I can sense it through chakra. He has also placed the same curse mark on several people. When he is ready to devour that person, he will be resurrected." 17 TSK. What a troublesome and disgusting guy. Recalling that a long time ago, Sarutobi Hiruzen brought 3 young apprentices to show her, Mito thought, at that time, he never thought that decades later, that well-behaved and taciturn, beautiful boy the Long March will look like this now. Mito shook her head. She didn't know what Orochimaru had gone through after that, and it was hard to judge. "The seal is completed. Take a good rest, and prepare to leave here the day after tomorrow." "Thank you, Mito-sama." Sasuke thanked him seriously. He looked at the location of his original curse seal. The curse seal was still there, but there were several more circles of ninjutsu text, sealing the curse seal tightly. Now he can no longer feel the power of the curse seal at all. Mito-sama, regarding the seal on Naruto. Chapter 94. The corpses are sealed away solution. 4th Hokage is online, Mito. When I reinforced Naruto's seal, I found that the person who imposed the 8-sign seal on him did some special tricks. I didn't understand his intention, so I just reinforced it slightly on his basis. "It's not the same as yours." "Same." Sasuke suddenly became nervous. Special hands and feet. It has been basically confirmed that the one sealed in Naruto's body is the 9-tails demon fox that caused trouble in Konoha 12 years ago. Then the only one who sealed 9-tails in Naruto's body, Konohagakure's 4th Hokage. In the recent images, Sasuke, who has become aware of the darkness in the ninja village and is even dissatisfied with Konoha's top management, suddenly guessed a series of conspiracy methods. The shadow has to bear the darkness of the ninja world. So 4th Kazekage can even kill his own wife and biological son. What about 4th Hokage? What can he do for Naruto, an orphan? Thinking of this, Sasuke could no longer admire the young man on the Hokage rock, who everyone called a hero. "The 14th Lord? Okay, don't think too much." Mito patted Sasuke on the shoulder and prepared to go back to the former Senju mansion. But before that, he had to meet the other 3 people left by the Uzumaki clan: Uzumaki Naruto, Uzumaki Hibiscus, Uzumaki Fuso. In fact, these 3 are getting together now. For the first time, Naruto knew that he also had clan members. He seemed a little excited when he was with them, and all the unhappy things before were still in the back of his mind. Xiangling felt the same way as Naruto, and she even secretly regarded Naruto as her younger brother. She always wanted to leave a good impression on her younger brother, and then integrate into this place where she felt a sense of belonging. Fuso is a mother, and her son Nagato's life and death are unknown now. When she sees boys and girls of the same race, she naturally feels some transference of maternal love, which makes these 2 children, one of whom lost her mother early in life and the other has never seen her mother, become extremely well-behaved. There's a ghost. How could he, Uzumaki Naruto, be so well-behaved? Uzumaki Naruto, Nana Phosphorus. You can also call me sister. No. Aunt Mikoto said that Sasuke is an older brother, and I'm very upset. Naruto wrinkled his face. "I don't want to have another sister," I said. "But you are younger than me and half a head shorter than me. Can you please not mention the height issue? I'm still growing. I will definitely surpass all of you, especially that stinky Sasuke." Naruto walked over to Xianglan. "Hey, didn't you get a nice-looking mask? What is that used for?" Xiang Phosphorus thought for a moment about the prize she had won after answering the question before. The Prajna mask immediately emerged from her forehead. The physical Prajna mask fell to the ground. Naruto picked it up, put it on his face, and sang a funny kaijin tune, deliberately teasing and wiping for fun. Uzumaki Naruto, who has nearly 10 years of prank experience, has some unique insights in this regard. He quickly made the two Uzumaki women forget their gloom and tension. A room with bare walls in the central tower. The three of them laughed so hard that they found the comfort of family affection in each other, making this empty place feel like home. Fuso, Naruto, you are such a lovely boy. Yeah. Xiangling nodded vigorously. She had not been so happy for a long time. Naruto was a little embarrassed and scratched his golden hair. Hey, then Mr. Uzumaki Naruto, will show you a super powerful ninjutsu. Fuso and Xianglan were looking forward to it. Super powerful ninjutsu. Naruto smiled proudly, stretched his thumbs upwards, and overlapped them with his left thumb on top, forming a trap. My master Uzumaki Naruto's unique and powerful ninjutsu can easily defeat even Grandpa, third Hokage, Orochi no Jitsu. Bang! After a puff of smoke, Uzumaki Naruto disappeared, replaced by a beautiful girl with blonde hair and twin tails who wore a Hanya mask on her side and had a great figure, that posture, that movement matching that sentence. Not to mention men, even women were stunned. Fuso, the kingdom of rain is too small, and I never thought that the outside world is so vast. Xiang Phosphorus, it seems that a door to the new world has been opened. The beauty secretly smiled brightly. It's not nearly enough. She puts her index and middle fingers together and crosses her hands, forming a run seal. That is the last seal of the multiple shadow clone technique, a ninjutsu invented by second Hokage. Concentrate and gather all the chakra in one breath. Hammer Jutsu. Bang! There is smoke, but the beauty did not use her enhanced ninjutsu as she wished. Rather, the whole room suddenly became dark. The surrounding body temperature also dropped significantly by more than 10 degrees. Gusts of cold wind drifted in the small, windowless room with the door tightly closed. Hey, the strange, low, whispering laughter that directly hit their ears was not a human voice at all. The shadow clone technique was not used, but there was a biting feeling behind her. There's something behind her, under the iron blue faces of Aunt Fusong and Xiang Phosphorus. The beauty realized that there should be something extremely terrifying behind her. Oh no, it can't be a ghost, right? Although the beauty has a delicate and sweet voice, her strange mouth habit reveals her identity as soon as she opens her mouth. Xiangling pointed behind Naruto in horror with a trembling voice. Naruto, you're back. Hey, I. Beauty closed her eyes hard. Uzumaki Naruto, am not afraid of any ghosts. Ghosts. You come here. Just when Naruto was scared to death, suddenly the familiar metallic voice appeared. Sacrifice-free sealing technique, sealing the ghoulies resolution, used successfully. Disposable prop, Shinigami mask confirmed for recycling. The Prajna mask worn on the side of the beauty's head disappeared out of thin air. It is different from the one-time item sealing technique, sealing the ghouls. The method of use of sealing technique, sealing the ghouls, is to form the seals of Shisui with both hands together, and then shout sealing technique, sealing the ghouls. The method of use of sealing technique, seal and release of ghouls, is to put on the prop Prajna mask, and then gather chakra in one breath the blonde, twin-tailed beauty, also known as Uzumaki Naruto, or Uzumaki Naruko, who failed in her prank, boldly opened her eyes and looked behind her. When I saw this, I was almost scared to death. In front of him is a white Shinigami as tall as 4 or 5 people. Shinigami is dressed in white cloth, with bruised skin, a hideous face, and a sharp kitchen knife in his fong-filled mouth. What scares Naruto the most is Shinigami's translucent body and the 3.8 will-o'-the-wisps swaying around. He was most afraid of ghosts since he was a child, and he wished he could die where he was. But Shinigami still wouldn't let him go. The ghost hand, as if it had never been trimmed, held the handle of the kitchen knife, and its purple-black tongue, which was not like a human, licked the sharp blade. "Oh, don't eat me. I don't taste good," Naruto yelled. But then Shinigami stab his own stomach with a knife? Naruto, a huge gash was cut into Shinigami's spleen and stomach, and there were no internal organs inside. Naruto swallowed. I saw the ball of Will-O-the-Wisp coming out of the crack and falling next to her. Ah, help out. Chapter 95, 4th Hokage Namake's Minato. 4th generation appears. 4th generation wants to leave. Namake's Minato never thought that he would be released from Shinigami's belly. In his memory, it was still that full moon night, the threat of the masked man. Kushina's weak, pale face. Naruto cried. The screams of Konoha residents. The roar of the nine-tails demon fox. It is really a helpless move to seal 9 tails in the body of an infant child. He and Kushina were both orphans and formed a happy family with the arrival of a new baby. In the words of Kushina, as long as I think about the future where our family of 3 will live together, I can't think of anything happier than this. In fact, this is not the case for Namake's Minato. Even though the fate of ninjas is ill-fated, even though they are ninjas, there are always countless regrets accompanying them. But as long as Kushina and Naruto can stay by his side, Namake's Minato can do anything even in desperate situations. Help out. A tragic scream brought Namake's Minato's thoughts back to reality. Just this look almost scared him to death as a 4th Hokage. The blonde beauty in front of 08 had such a hot figure that people dared not look directly at her. But this is not what scares Namake's Minato to death. What really made 4th Hokage almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. This girl has a face that looks exactly like Kushina. Covering her frightened little heart with one hand and covering her eyes with the other, Namake's Minato stuttered and said, "Miss, can you please? The inner barrage is crazy. Kushina, this is not my fault. I don't know what's going on." Just after being released from Shinigami's belly, a beautiful woman who looked very much like my wife screamed for help. Being married with children, I really wanted to say no. If my wife sees me at this time, will I be beaten to death? Or sealed? Or adamantine sealing chains? Or they say they're not allowed to enter the house. No food yet. Will Mr. Shikaku take in a fellow sufferer like me? Are there any temporary rest rooms in the Hokage building? Using an improved version of the Flying Thunder God technique, Spiral Flash, Super Ranbu Shout, 3 styles. Konoha hero Namake's Minato, who became famous for his many battles in the Ninja World War, burned through dozens of thoughts in just an instant. On the other side, Uzumaki Naruto was still maintaining the posture of creating his own ninjutsu. He was frightened by Shinigami and the surrounding will-o-wisps and sat on the ground shouting for help. He vaguely saw a ball of will-o-the-wisp coming out of Shinigami's belly and disappearing without a trace after a while. At this time, Shinigami also gradually disappeared, and everything returned to normal. It seems that there was a strong wind just now, and the terrifying Shinigami and will-o-wisps are all hallucinations. What is going on? Naruto trembled and said to himself. At this time, someone from all the way felt that the Uzumaki secret technique, Ghoul Sealing, was activated. The Shinigami served by the Uzumaki clan was summoned, and Uzumaki Mito appeared outside the door at an accelerated speed, kicking open the door with a violent housebreaking technique. "Naruto! Akari! Fuso!" Mito pushed open the door and shouted. "Dre!" Fuso was there, and next door was, "Where's Naruto? This girl is..." Transformation technique. Namake's Minato, who had been standing here but was ignored by everyone, was stunned. Only then did he realize that he was careless. Because the other person's face looked like Kushina, he didn't realize that it was transformation technique. Bang! Naruto released the transformation technique and returned to his appearance as a hot-blooded young man with blonde hair. "Naruto, Naruto!" Mito looked at the boy who was rubbing his head and giggling and asked, "Why did you become a girl?" "Aha! I just wanted to show my powerful ninjutsu to Annie Xianglan and Fuso," Naruto said mid-sentence, touching his head with his hand. Where's that mask?" He began to search all over his body in a hurry, but he couldn't find the mask of Xiang Phosphorus after searching over and over. Naruto was so anxious that he was sweating. "What was on my head just now? Why is it gone?" It was a fragrant thing. He just borrowed it for fun. This was the first time someone lent him something to play with, and he lost it. This feeling made Naruto overwhelmed. Xiang Phosphorus, that seems to have been used by you just now. Naruto's eyes were dead. Hey, I also got a reward before. Although I originally wanted to give it to Sasuke or Kakashi-sensei, I lost yours. Can I give that to you as compensation? Naruto bowed his hands in apology for fear that he would not give it to you. Phosphorus is angry. In fact, Xiangling didn't know what the purpose of that strange mask was. Once it was gone, it was gone. She was more worried about where the Shinigami and the will-o-wisp they all saw just now were. Naruto, do you feel any discomfort in your body? Will-o-the-wisp. Xiangling looked at Naruto up and down. Didn't you just see that a ball of will-o-the-wisp came out of Shinigami's belly and came to you? Why did it disappear? It couldn't be attached to you. All right, Naruto. Fuso didn't know that Naruto was afraid of ghosts. A casual word made Naruto turn pale with fright. He kept asking Aunt Fuso if there were any strange changes in her body. Uzumaki Mito heard the two people arguing and went through the information, and he probably knew what happened. Did you use the mask you got in the previous quiz? Naruto regretted it. How did I know? I just put it on my head and wanted to perform a self-created, super powerful ninjutsu that even Grandpa Hokage can defeat. After hearing this, Uzumaki Mito thought to himself, that mask said it was sacrificial-free. Even if it releases the soul of the evildoers sealed by Shinigami, it doesn't matter. After all, the Uzumaki clan has disappeared for a long time, and the bodies of all evildoers are lost in time. It rotted away under the wear and tear. Nothing happened. Uzumaki Mito was also distracted by Naruto. Did you create your own? A ninjutsu that could defeat even that little monkey? She suddenly became interested. The descendants of the Uzumaki clan are indeed geniuses. Uzumaki Mito is very proud of Naruto as a child and likes him very much. At only 12 years old, he was able to learn ninjutsu on his own and was even able to defeat Sarutobi Hiruzen, the third Hokage. I really want to see his ninjutsu, such as Naruto replied with full health. Yoshi, not counting just now, I will show you my super powerful ninjutsu again. Hanramu no Jitsu. Mito, yeah, like Hanramu no Jitsu or something. Wait, something seems wrong. Mito stopped him before he could react. The whole room is occupied by various Uzumaki Naruto, a fire shadow dun. The only one present is Hokage, 4th generation, Namikaze, Ghost Minato. Sudden, Chapter 96 New Q&A entrusted to Naruto. Boom. Mito punched Naruto hard on the head. What the hell are you doing, you stupid brat? Bang. Bang, bang, bang. A group of Naruto turned into white smoke and disappeared on the spot. There was only Miss Naruto in front of Mito. When the smoke cleared, it was Naruto rolling on the ground, holding his head. It hurts so much. Mito, did I strike too hard? If I'm not careful. Obviously Grandpa Hokage and Mr. Iruka will fall into this trap. TSK, the biggest drawback of this ninjutsu is that it is ineffective against women. Naruto rolled over and sat cross-legged on the ground. Thinking seriously, I think my ninjutsu still has a lot of room for growth, and I must develop more powerful ninjutsu. The ultimate Hanramu no Jitsu that even girls can't escape. The young father who finally regained his ability to think, 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato holds the wall. The aura behind him was like a widowmaker in full bloom. I really misjudged you, Mr. 3rd generation. I never thought you and Jiraiya-sensei are the same person. Kushina is indeed the mother of the child. No wonder she said she must stay away from Jiraiya-sensei at that time. She was so prophetic. Looking at the thin and short boy in front of him, Minato sighed. Only the face is plump. It really looks like Kushina when she was a child, Naruto. Then his mouth became bitter. Even though he knew that the young man in front of him couldn't hear it, he still apologized seriously. I'm sorry, Naruto. You must have suffered a lot. I'm really sorry. Reaching out to rub that furry golden head. But the next moment, his hand passed through his head, and Minato was so frightened that he hurriedly pulled his hand back. Staring at his translucent palm, Minato's fingertips trembled slightly. Sorry. Naruto. Let you grow up to this point alone. I'm sorry for making you bear the responsibility and become a human being. Many sorry. As the hero of Konoha Shinobi Village, Namikaze Minato deeply apologizes for failing to protect his wife and children. But Uzumaki Naruto knew nothing about all this. When he saw Uzumaki Mito, he knew that the seal on Sasuke's side should be completed. He hurriedly asked about his companions. Where is Sasuke? How is he? Before Mito could answer, a voice came from the door. It's so noisy. From behind the crane. What did you say? BD Sasuke. Unexpectedly, Sasuke also came over. Uzumaki Naruto waved his fist angrily and shouted, Wait! When I learn the Flying Thunder God technique, I will definitely beat you until you admit defeat. Humph! The black-haired boy snorted with a smile. Just you? Just now. Naruto was so angry that he bit his clothes, and Mito, Fuso, and Karen were also made to laugh. Namikaze Minato stood behind Naruto, smiling as he watched his son interact with his friends. Just then, a new question came to this small room. Metallic vocals. Question. Namikaze Minato immediately became nervous. Question. After Uchiha Itachi was impregnated by Yakushi Kabuto in Pure World Reincarnation, what was the most important thing he entrusted to Uzumaki Naruto? Naruto was about to speak, but Sasuke immediately covered his mouth. They have entered the field of horror question and answer. Everything they say may be judged as answering a question. If you answer correctly, it's okay. But if you answer it wrong, you will be killed immediately. But Yakushi Kabuto, isn't that the Konoha Genin who failed the Chunin exam many times? You can actually control that Uchiha Itachi with Impure World Reincarnation. The news here was immediately conveyed, and new questions and answers appeared. Is it possible for Konoha to gain favorable conditions again, or will it be sacrificed? At this time, Yakushi Kabuto, who was immediately surrounded by many Konoha Genin, tisk. Unexpectedly, the person behind the question actually knew so much. Impure World Reincarnation Uchiha Itachi. Yakushi Kabuto, who has been engaged in double-faced and multifaceted espionage work all year round, immediately began to analyze the relevant intelligence. 1. As mentioned in the previous image, Uchiha Itachi died at the hands of Uchiha Sasuke. 2. That Uzumaki Naruto will grow into such a great guy in the future that Uchiha Itachi will entrust his most important things to him. 3. In the future, he learned the forbidden technique reanimation jutsu developed by Orochimaru-sama or Second Hokage. 4. And the most important point, because of this video, Yakushi Kabuto lost his credibility with Orochimaru. Considering the most important fourth conclusion, Yakushi Kabuto raised his hands. Now that he was controlled by Konoha, his safety factor was even greater. On the other side, Senju Tobirama got the news, and immediately the Flying Thunder God went to Uchiha Mikoto. When he arrived at the central tower, there was an extra crow on his left and right shoulders. When Naruto saw the guy from second generation again, if he hadn't been unable to speak, he would have asked him if he had given up being a Hokage and raised crows instead. The people currently trapped within the realm of death question are Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, King of Money is Good, Uzumaki Phosphorus, Uzumaki Mito, Uzumaki Hibiscus. There are 4 Uzumaki and 1 Uchiha. Almost all the descendants of the most powerful clan in the ninja world are here. Rain. Even Senju Tobirama had to get nervous now. But fortunately, if the question is about Uchiha Itachi, then just leave it to Uchiha Itachi himself to answer. At this time, the rules of the quiz have been announced again, and the rewards are ready to begin. The last reward was a one-time experience item for the Uzumaki clan's level 5 forbidden technique. But what about this time? There is a metallic sound that sounds permeable. Reward 1. Chapter 97 Future Naruto Orange Flash. Reward 1. Unconditional and Pure World Reincarnation. Use permission once. Among the people, a kunai appeared, with a strange charm hanging behind it. No conditions for Impure World Reincarnation. No sacrifices. No cell media required. Just fill in the name of the defiled person and the specific date of birth in the spell, to complete the impure world reincarnation. Note: 1. Only the dead can only be defiled. 2. The time limit for defiling is 3 days, and the deceased will automatically return to the Pure Land after 3 days. Reward 2. 10 Ichiraku ramen rolls. The things that came out this time were very familiar to Naruto. He almost used a dozen every once in a while, when everyone is waiting for them to resurrect another ninja. That voice didn't speak. No more. A ninja outside the domain barrier questioned. It looks like it's gone. Senju Tobirama's side. So be it. Anyway, it's just a sub-question. The other ninjas didn't understand Uchiha as well as Second Hokage, and they all had question marks on their faces. Second Hokage is too weak to complain. To be honest, the moment he heard the question, he thought, why should I ask this question? Although I only brought Uchiha Itachi with me, just to be on the safe side. But really, you ask an Uchiha who has brothers what is the most important thing. Then do we need to make other choices besides the stinky-looking brat in the domain barrier? Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke glanced at the second Hokage outside the domain barrier and didn't know why the other party suddenly called his name. Do as I say, 8:30. Sasuke hesitated for a moment and nodded. Say your own name. When second Hokage finished speaking, everyone's first reaction was, when the brain teaser came around, everyone wanted to laugh but didn't know whether to laugh or not. The expression on the orphan Uchiha's face in the realm barrier was so exciting. Naruto, whose mouth was covered, nodded vigorously and continued to mix in. Uchiha Sasuke's expression at this time was also very exciting. If he hadn't been unable to get out at this moment, he would have really wanted to fight second Hokage. Under Naruto's constant gestures with his eyes, Uchiha Sasuke finally snorted and scolded his famous minister. You Uchiha Sasuke. I don't know whether he doesn't want to admit that he is the most important thing to his brother, or he doesn't want to admit that his brother actually entrusted him to that person. Anyway, Uchiha Sasuke's answer was extremely awkward. Correct answer. After receiving 2 rewards, Sasuke threw the ramen roll directly to Naruto. But he didn't expect that even if he bribed the guy at the end of the crane, the guy would still give him a pigtail. Naruto secretly smiled evilly and then shouted, Hey, let's see. Why did Sasuke's brother entrust Sasuke to me? It must be because I, Uzumaki Naruto, am strong and reliable, right? Sasuke, hey, you're a jerk. Everyone else was like, I'm a little sorry for Uchiha, but why not if I can get the chance to get future information? Learn. Sasuke was so angry that he even wanted to punch him. The independent 4th Hokage looked at Naruto, Sasuke, and the 2nd Hokage, completely confused. He had just come out of Shinigami's belly, and his son had developed strange hobbies. He was too frightened and was imprisoned by an unknown enemy. He was doing a death question. There is also a question and answer rule that means you will die if you answer incorrectly, which scared his golden retriever to the point of exploding. Then I saw the long-dead 2nd generation, and then I realized that one of the 3 red-haired women like Kushina was Shodai's wife, Uzumaki Mido. Now, why is everyone looking forward to watching movies again? In the image, Itachi appears in a filthy form. On his shoulders is a man with some problems with his legs and feet. This man doesn't look too old, but his hair is white and he is as thin as a skeleton wrapped in human skin. Wait, that man. Rinnegan. Several people present saw that it was not the Rinnegan who had appeared on the face of the orange-haired man who destroyed Konoha before. Nagato. After all, it was his mother. Even though his hair was pale and skinny, Fuso still recognized his son at a glance. Nagato. Naruto. Why is Sasuke's brother with Aunt Fuso's son? How many people still have Rinnegan? Sasuke felt a little anxious. Although he had vowed before that he would not follow the path paved by Itachi and would gain strength by himself, but when he actually implemented it, he found that he really lacked the ability to change quickly. Strong way. Someone is coming. As a member of the Uzumaki clan, Nagato's chakra perception ability must be excellent. Itachi who? A smile appeared on Nagato's face. I feel nostalgic. I didn't expect to meet him again. 2 newcomers, Abe, appeared in the video. They were very fast and rushed in front of Uchiha Itachi and Nagato in the blink of an eye. A dark-skinned man, wearing a pair of funny sunglasses, carrying Samahata, one of the 7 missed shinobi swords, on his back. The other man looked very strange, with a golden-orange light shining all over his body, as if he had a layer of the strong chakra coat tightly wrapped his whole body. The country of Thundercloud, Shinobi Village. Ah, isn't that Lord Killer Bee? Yes, Mr. Bai. But who is that person next to him? Doesn't he look older? Why is he still shining all over? Idiot. Look at his forehead protector. He's a ninja from Konoha. From Konoha? Why would people from Konoha be with Mr. Killer Bee? And I've never heard of such a #1 person in Konoha. Convey the news to Reikage-sama. They're already on their way to the 5 Kage Conference. Fire Country Kanahagakure at this time, Haruno Sakura, and other genin from this generation also came to the video. Hinata, Naruto Kun. Naruto, huh? What's going on? Hinata. Gaara said nothing, looking at Uzumaki Naruto with pale eyes. Sasuke's eyes were also a little strange, as if he was looking at Naruto in disbelief. Yuhi Bin, who knows Hinata better, said, Hinata, you don't mean to say that the guy with the golden light is Naruto, do you? Shino, that seems to be the meaning. If you want to ask why. Before Aburame Shino finished speaking, the others had already followed Kiba's words and said, in surprise. Of course, this does not include Second Hokage, which saw Naruto further integrate the power of 6 paths. In the video, Nagato greets the person opposite with a relaxed voice. It's been a long time, right? But I'm already dead, so I feel like it was just yesterday that I saw you, Naruto. Is it really Naruto? Everyone who participated in the Chunin exam in the Central Tower looked curiously at the guy with the whole body shining in the image, and then looked at Uzumaki Naruto now. Except for Konoha's forehead protector, it was difficult to connect the two. The other ninja villages, after seeing the previous video, Ninja Alliance Commander Kazuka Gaara's friend, who is sworn to protect even to the death, all had a good impression of the Konoha shinobi. They just didn't expect that in the new video, the boy who saved Feng Ying would no longer be recognized by them. Naruto, my future self, knows Aunt Fuso's son. It seems like we have a pretty good relationship. Fuso nodded slightly. Her mind had already flown far away when she heard Nagato say, I am already dead. Nagato, you have changed your appearance, Naruto. If it were not for the perception through chakra, I might not recognize you. Speaking of this, Naruto in the video seems to have thought of something very happy and proud. He said, what are you talking about? This is the chakra mode that appears when I can completely control Nine Tails chakra. For a moment, everyone looked at Uzumaki Naruto. Nine Tails, 4th Hokage Namake's Minato. It's friendship and family affection. Chapter 98 Public Screening of the Power of Nine Tails. Namake's Minato stared at the boy in the video. Naruto, you did it, although everything had been arranged before his death. When he saw his son grow up and really control the Nine Tails chakra, Namake's Minato was still so excited that his eyes were sore. Looking at the 12-year-old child in front of him, Namake's Minato wanted to rub his head. It's a pity that he can't do it no matter what if he doesn't have a physical body. What a shame, 4th generation Hokage. Nine Tails. The successive shocks made Minato forget to sense his own situation. If the other party hadn't suddenly spoken, it might have been a while before he realized it. The other half of the Nine Tails that he had used to seal with the ghoul seal was actually released from Shinigami's belly along with him. You don't have to worry about it. I'm bound to you now. Following the mocking laughter, Nine Tails secretly said, I can't believe that you actually live like this. In this world, I can't even touch my son's head. This is indeed the case, so Namake's Minato thinks he has nothing to refute. Nine Tails watched the image through Namake's Minato's consciousness. I have never seen this kind of power. Even Sage of 6 Paths may not be able to do it. But your son can actually control half of my body. The power is as you wish. Well, Naruto, the 4th Hokage said in a very proud voice, looking at the little carrot head in front of him who was less than 1.5 meters tall, I believe he can do it. In the video, Nagato said that Naruto's temperament has changed and he is full of confidence. Itachi praised Naruto for his amazing growth rate. That's my junior brother. Nagato is also very pleased with Naruto's growth. Such changes are only natural. Nagato, Jiraiya-sensei. Conan looked at Nagato worriedly. Nagato, how on earth did you die? In the video, Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee is saying a strange rap, which probably means that without his help, Naruto would have been depressed. There's no such thing. Naruto in the video pointed at Killer Bee and shouted unconvinced. The country of Thunder Cloud, Shinobi Village. Hey, that boy from Konoha. Not only is he very close to the Kazekage, who is a Jinchuriki, but he's also very familiar with our other Killer Bee-sama. Jinchuriki and Jinchuriki became friends, even across the ninja village. It's unbelievable. Country of Wind, Sunagakure. That kid, not only Garasama, but also saved Cloud Shinobi's Eight Tails Jinchuriki. If that's the case, Konoha's momentum will become stronger and stronger. Not necessarily, right? Looking at the image, it looks like Eight Tails Jinchuriki saved Nine Tails Jinchuriki. In any case, we will wait until the adult attends the Five Shadows Conference. Miss Shinobi, rock Shinobi quick. Record the video and pass it on to Terumi May/Suchikage. Fire Country, Konoha Central Tower of Training Ground No. 44. Are you talking in a low voice about how close you're not only to Gaara of Sand Shinobi, but also to Cloud Shinobi? The point is, can he really control the power of Nine Tails? We'll be like 12 years ago. Hey, shut up, stop talking. Back then, 4th generation Sama was shut up. 2nd generation Sama is here. When a man heard this, he quickly shut up. What those Konoha shinobi don't know is that the 4th Hokage they worship is right behind them, marking their faces one by one. Those Konoha shinobi don't even know that the 4th Hokage they worship is the biological father of the demon fox in their mouth. It's just that at this moment, Namake's Minato is sad but helpless. After all, he is just an incorporeal soul now. As a father, let alone wanting to vent for his son, even touching his head and comforting him can't do it. In the video, the dirty Nagato asked, "Have you overcome the hatred and the darkness in your heart?" Naruto, Sasuke, Gaara, the darkness in your heart. That Naruto, at least in the eyes of the two of them, Naruto has always been optimistic, cheerful, and positive, and in many cases is like their control group. Even sometimes, when their hearts fell into darkness, when they saw Naruto like that, they would subconsciously want to avoid it to avoid the feeling of being pierced by the sun in their eyes. Outside the image, the 12-year-old Naruto did not speak. He looked at the image quietly, making no comment about the darkness in his heart. Oh, speaking of overcoming the darkness in his heart, Uzumaki Naruto in chakra mode in the video looks full of confidence and joy. With you as my senior brother here, you told me about your pains, and Uncle Killer Bee helped me. He smiled happily and seemed to be a little excited inside. And then, my dad and mom too. In short, thanks to everyone, I finally got to where I am now and got rid of the darkness in my heart. And now there's chakra mode. I originally thought it was a public execution for Sasuke, but unexpectedly, it suddenly turned into a public execution for Naruto. Everyone's eyes once again focused on Uzumaki Naruto. Of course, even Naruto himself was stunned. He tugged at Uchiha Sasuke next to him. "Sasuke, did you hear clearly what the future me said in the image?" He let out a few dry laughs. "It's funny, I seem to have something wrong with my ears." Naruto said this as if he didn't feel it. But Irika, Sasuke, Gaara, Shikamaru, Sakura, Hinata, and other people who were familiar with him didn't feel sad for any reason. Not to mention the one standing right behind Naruto, his biological father, 4th Hokage Namake's Minato. Minato didn't make any other guesses. He must have used the 8-sign seal to seal himself and cushion his chakra into Naruto's body before his death. Then in that future, Naruto wanted to open the seal of 9 tails and stopped it himself. No need to think about how much his son has endured. He probably knows. You heard it right, the one at the end of the crane. Although Sasuke still used the Naruto-specific nickname that worked, his tone was not as sarcastic as usual. And Naruto was not angry at all when he heard the other party calling him the one at the end of the crane, and he didn't even notice it at all. Naruto in front of the image was confused by his future self, but that self only spoke half of what he said. He was really angry to death. Let's make it clear. Tell us about Uzumaki Naruto's parents. If you are still alive, why don't you come to see him? Why do we have to wait until he grows up before he can appear? It's so cunning. Naruto lowered his head and pulled down the goggles on his head to cover his eyes. But he forgot that he no longer wore goggles. Every time this happens, he forgets. Maybe it's because I was so skilled at pulling down my goggles when I was a kid. Chapter 99 Public Execution Uzumaki Naruto. In the video, the four people were talking. Uchiha Itachi and Nagato were suddenly stunned, and then Itachi fired a great fireball and flew towards Naruto. What's the situation? Didn't we have a good conversation just now? Why did the negotiation break down? No, that's the forbidden technique Impure World Reincarnation developed by Second Hokage. They're controlled by the caster. Kakashi, who was late, stopped Sasuke, who turned to run away. Why are you going? Sasuke, look for that Yakushi Kabuto. No need. He is already under control. Besides, what hasn't happened yet? Please calm down. Tisk, the one who intercepted the great fireball, was the sword Samahata behind the Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee. Uchiha Itachi. That Samahata? So Kisame has Kisame, who was watching the video somewhere. Humph, I didn't expect Itachi-kun to be a person who cares about his companions. He didn't have much feelings about death in 943. He was born in the blood mist, and he himself just wandering between killing and being killed. The battle in the video afterwards was very chaotic, even funny. The two sides attacked each other without letting go at all, but because their words were not controlled by the caster, they still chatted while fighting. Not to mention, Itachi and Nagato even reminded Naruto and Killer Bee, telling them that they should be careful about what they accept. Attacks coming down, where are your weaknesses, etc. Isn't it a little joyful? But this strength is really nothing to say. The one with the Rinnegan is from which ninja village? I don't know. Let's take a look first. Uchiha Itachi punched Naruto hard, but he was concerned about his brother. How is Sasuke? Sasuke, brother Itachi, it's me. Naruto escaped the attack. Because of the death of his most beloved brother, he joined the Akatsuki organization and prepared to take revenge on Konoha. The people of Konoha who had seen Sasuke's power were speechless. How could they be provoked by such a god of killing after not being stable for a few days? Can there be some peace? This result shocked Uchiha Itachi, who returned from Impure World Reincarnation. Why doesn't Sasuke return to the village? After killing the S-class rebel Nin, Sasuke should return to his hometown with honor. Sasuke, that idiot brother, how could he possibly go back? Seeing this image, some ninjas have quietly become wary of Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto, that masked man found Sasuke and told him everything about you. He now hates Konoha and even decided to destroy the village and take revenge on Konoha. Itachi, damn it, that guy Madara, the masked man's name? There were also elders of the older generation in each ninja village who were extremely surprised when they heard this name. Madara. Could it be Uchiha Madara? Impossible. First Hokage has passed away. How can that guy still be alive? Elder, who is that Madara? In terms of combat power, I heard that Uchiha Madara has almost the same strength as first Hokage, Senju Hashirama, and is even called Ninja Shura. Uchiha Obito, who secretly observed the situation in Konoha from space, said, that guy Itachi is nothing more than that. He won't know my identity until he dies, but it doesn't matter. As long as the Eye of the Moon is successfully executed, everyone will be resurrected and live in happiness. Naruto, is what Madara said true? The Uchiha clan attempted to launch a coup, and Itachi interrupts him. Stop talking, Naruto. Nagato next to him understood. So there is such a hidden secret in the dark hole of the paper tree, Chūnin. That guy Madara is indeed hiding a lot of things. He must also know that Itachi is a Konoha spy. Nagato, Naruto, Itachi, you did not hesitate to die as a traitor in order to protect the village and Sasuke. I think Sasuke can understand your pain, but he did not follow your will to protect peace. Instead, he planned to destroy Konoha. He wants to use war to pay tribute to his favorite brother, who was tortured by the village. Weasel Crow, I made such a choice and arranged Sasuke clearly. Was it really a mistake for me? Sasuke's eyes changed as he watched the movie. Not only did he really kill Itachi, he was already disappointed with Konoha and even the entire ninja world just by looking at the image. Therefore, things like rebelling against the village and destroying the village are indeed what one would do under those circumstances. The Itachi in the image stopped. Naruto was silent for a moment. He paid attention to the name of the Uchiha clan. This was the last request Shisui left for him. Does anyone else know about this besides you? Shisui, sorry Itachi. Naruto, only me, Kakashi-sensei, and Captain Yamato know. Next, the image enters a double memory of Naruto. The sky is covered with snow. Naruto is standing in the snow wearing thin sportswear. He closed his eyes, and in his mind was Sasuke's revenge on Itachi alone. Then, it's because of the masked man controlled by with style and Kakashi's Raikiri. Uchiha Itachi, his way of survival is self-sacrifice for the village and even for his brother. He chose to die as a traitor, masked man. Sasuke has lost everything. The Uchiha clan's honor, family, brother, and village have become all alone. Now he only has hatred. Hatred for Konoha, just like me. All this is for the peace of Konoha and the ninja world. He said, will you blame Sasuke or Itachi for this? The image returned to the scene of Naruto, standing in the snow. But something was wrong with him, and his breathing rate seemed to be too fast. Before everyone could understand what was happening to Naruto, the image switched to another memory again. That was in Konoha village. Judging from the situation, it was not long after the orange-haired Akatsuki organization members who owned the Rinnegan destroyed Konoha. Two dark-skinned ninjas from outside the village were present. The country of Thundercloud Shinobi Village. Hey, can those two people Karui and Omoi be you in the future? Why did you go to Konoha? Immediately afterwards, Karui in the image rushed towards Naruto and hit him hard on the face. Miraculously, Naruto not only did not fight back, but instead said to Karui, I'll beat you until you are no longer angry. Then Karui beat Naruto hard to the flesh, while Omoi looked on. A ninja from Cloud Shinobi Village who was familiar with Karui said, Hey, isn't it a bit dangerous for you to be like this? You are in Konoha. Yes. 4.1. Omoi was overly nervous. What if the captain of the Ninja Alliance knows and sends the entire Ninja Alliance to attack our Cloud Shinobi Village? Then we too will what a sinner. Others, you are overthinking. Karui, there are people from Cloud Shinobi in the Ninja League. Idiot. Omoi's persecution paranoia continued. But then you beat him too hard. What if you beat Konoha's Jinchuriki to death? Others, mad, mentally retarded. But soon, the images clarified their doubts as to why Karui came to Konoha and why Naruto allowed the other party to attack them. Sasuke, the one at the end of the crane, not happy. Chapter 100. Being beaten, kneeling down, taking a breath. How do you ask me to forgive him? In the video, Karui is furiously beating Uzumaki Naruto, the hero of Konoha. He killed our master. Karui outside the image murmured, that one named Sasuke. Kill Mr. Killer Bee? Really? But in the video just now, didn't Hibi-sama fight against the enemies of impure world reincarnation with that Uzumaki Naruto? Perhaps Bai-sama's severed foot escape disaster, right? Do you still remember that in the image of the Ninja Alliance, Bai-sama was burned by black flames? Fourth Raikage-sama was so angry that he wanted to crush the organization called Akatsuki on the spot. It turned out that it was Konoha's Uchiha Sasuke who released the black flames to attack Raikage-sama. No wonder Karui and Omoi went to Konoha. This is between the ninja village. No, this is a political issue between the country of fire and the country of thunder. Naruto in the video has been punched countless times, and his face is swollen and purple. No one knew that there was a father in front of the image. He had turned his head away long ago and could not bear to take another look. What a silly boy with a stubborn heart. Fourth Hokage Namake's Minato whispered bitterly. Naruto, I understand your hatred and your desire for revenge, but if you really want to kill Sasuke, my companions, and I will not stand idly by. He said, if this continues, the hatred will only get deeper and deeper, right? Sasuke was silent while watching the movie. That idiot is still unwilling to give up at this time? Itachi, who already knew that Naruto resurrected his mother, felt an extra layer of gratitude towards Naruto. According to you, where should we vent our hatred? 08. Can you be responsible for these things? Omoi couldn't listen anymore. He retorted to Naruto, give us Sasuke's information. Fifth Hokage is unconscious. Shimura Dans, who acts as Hokage, has agreed. Besides, Uchiha Sasuke has betrayed Konoha, hasn't he? Fifth Hokage. So at that time, it was no longer third Hokage. And what does it mean to be unconscious? What happened in that future? Sasuke clenched his fist fiercely. Shimura Dans. He will never let that insidious guy go. A hand patted Sasuke's shoulder. Don't always do everything by yourself, I tell you. One Naruto's words made Sasuke stunned and slightly moved for a moment. But then, Naruto extended a thumbs up. Isn't there anything wrong with occasionally saying something like, please Naruto-sama, please help me? That means swishing tone made Uchiha Sasuke want to push him against the wall. Still in the image, the sound of the red-haired, dark-skinned woman punching Naruto hard pulled him back from his sanity. He also remembered this woman. In the video, compared to Karui's heavy blow, Omoi's words seemed to hurt Naruto more. He deeply understood the sadness left to his apprentice after his master's death, but he couldn't think of any way to erase this pain. That was really too painful. It hurt so much that he didn't want to eat his favorite ramen. It hurt so much that he didn't want to go home. He just wanted to sit alone in the darkness of the night, crying silently. Anyone who is familiar with Naruto can see the sadness that cannot be hidden in the eyes of the 16-year-old Naruto in the image. I can't think of a way right now. Naruto in the image looked away. Before that, just vent your hatred on me. Namake's Minato, Birdman. Karui's fists become more fierce. Sasuke, who corresponds to another ending in the image, may not know this, but Konoha Genin Uchiha Sasuke, who is currently taking the public exam, was so angry at Naruto's behavior that he gritted his teeth. Are you stupid? He grabbed Naruto's collar and lifted him up a little. At that time, you should just be the tail end. Hide and stay out of my business. How could you just ignore it? Naruto grabbed Sasuke's arm and pulled it away forcefully. He also got a little angry and said, we are companions, you idiot. Sakura-chan, me, Kakashi-sensei, and everyone else in Konoha will not agree. In the video, there was a sound of bang. It was Karui who was completely angry and punched Naruto 2 meters away and threw him to the ground. Before Naruto could get up, Karui walked away directly. Get above him and punch, and kick your bow left and right. Minato stretched out his hand towards the image. Naruto, that's just an image. The fourth Hokage clenched his fists. Currently, he has more or less grasped some information. So could the image be what Naruto would have suffered originally? The picture in the video gradually withdraws, which is a precursor to entering another picture. Naruto and Kakashi wear Konoha uniform cloaks and run in the snow of the Land of Iron. The guess is that the time point should be after he was beaten violently by the Cloud Shinobi Village ninja. The wounds on his face were not fully healed, and half of his face was bandaged. Wait! Naruto, in the image, blocked in front of the fourth Raikage and his guards. I hope. The boy's still swollen face was filled with sincerity. I hope you take back Cloud Shinobi Village's order to execute Uchiha Sasuke. Namake's Minato pursed his lips. As the fourth Hokage, how could he not understand? His son said something stupid that made the other person angry. If Sasuke really kills one of the Abbey group, whether he kills AI as the fourth Raikage or Killer Bee as the Jinchuriki, he will already be the target of the highest level of obliteration in Cloud Shinobi Village. How could it be canceled based on just a word from someone from another village? That's right, before fourth Raikage spoke, the guard around him couldn't help but started to argue. In the midst of criticizing Uchiha Sasuke's crimes, Uzumaki Naruto actually did something that made all of them This is also a move that shocked everyone watching outside the video. I know this is unreasonable, but I can only do this. After the boy in the video finished shouting, he knelt in the snow without any hesitation. Sasuke is my friend. I can't watch my friend being killed. Nor can it cause a war between Konoha and Cloud Shinobi because of Sasuke. Uzumaki Naruto, who is only 16 years old in the image, has already understood hatred, cause and effect between, but he was powerless to prevent this from happening, so he could only do everything he could think of. However, his sincerity only earned the contempt of others, whether in the image or outside the image. In the video, Fourth Raikage completely ignored this innocent Konoha Genin, looking straight ahead and walking past Uzumaki Naruto, who was kneeling in the snow. Then came Raikage's guards, none of whom left the Konoha Genin, who put down his face and dignity to plead for his former friend. The same goes for outside the image. There are people in every ninja village who are aggrieved and shouting at the influence. You underestimate hatred. Kid, that's right, that's right. Who does he think he is? Did that Cloud Shinobi from before hit him too lightly? Are all the ninjas in Konoha so naive? Uchiha Sasuke couldn't stand the sight of everyone around him. Kakashi, are you just watching that idiot act like this? Kakashi was speechless. How do I know? It's not me who did it now. Besides, Sasuke, can't you respect the teacher a little bit? What do you do if you call teacher Kakashi? The things in the image are not something he can solve now. The top priority is to avoid the outcome of this trend. Sasuke was non-committal about Kakashi's words, and he also understood that he was driven by the content in the video and was too impulsive. Senju Tobirama, who had never spoken before, seemed to see the figure of his elder brother in Uzumaki Naruto again at this moment. A persistent, idealistic, yet admirable man. The one with the title of God of Ninja, the first Hokage of Konoha Senju Hashirama. The image is returned to the beginning, where Naruto was standing in the snow wearing thin sportswear. At this time, his breathing rate was obviously wrong. Panting heavily, breath came out of his mouth, but not much fresh air was sucked into his lungs. Namake's Minato. It's breathing. Naruto. Sasuke, Sakura, Gaara. Naruto. Shikamaru, Kosovo. Idiot. Naruto. Hinata. Naruto-kun. Naruto, outside the image, had a look on his face. In this article, are you too engrossed in reading it? It's a pity that they didn't pay any attention to the Uzumaki Naruto at the scene. They were all staring at the image attentively. Naruto, I said, very unhappy. In the image, Naruto is covering his lungs with both hands. His expression is painful and helpless, and he falls toward the snow in front of him in a daze. Falling in the snow, with flying snowflakes, Naruto clutched his clothes in pain. His breathing was particularly loud, but even if he had not studied medical courses, people could still find out that there was something wrong with his respiratory system. Kaoru, what the hell is going on? If she were here, she could still treat Naruto. She had just met her clan members, and she didn't want Naruto to disappear inexplicably in the next few years. I wonder if her special abilities will help in this situation. No one knows. Because of Naruto, because of this future image, the seeds of learning advanced medical ninjutsu have been planted in Uzumaki's heart at this time. In the video, Kakashi and two other people gathered around nervously. Calm down, Naruto. The Genin named Yamato. It's about breathing. Slow down your breathing first. Don't think about anything else. But Naruto in the image was already confused by their voices. His eyelids gradually sunk, and his whole person fell into groggy darkness. This is a story of friendship and family, and the two-way redemption of the suffering children in the ninja world. 9 Tails, a little bit. Today's update, 3/Tailed Beast Assembly Hall. Automatically subscribe. Huawei. Monthly ticket. Please don't abandon me, QQ.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. R18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.